Mac and cheese! How's everyone doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Well, happy day after Thanksgiving. I wasn't sure if I was going to stream today. I figured we'd do a short little stream today. How's you all doing? Hello, Dumb. Thank you for the thumbs up and confirming that we are going to be late, and thanks for understanding. Sam's, no egg? Well, Shoma's kind of egg-shaped, so it's close enough. Snap said, wait, Snap said, Shoma-cha! Shoma-cha! Oh, man. Good times. Oh man, loved my community post, mac and cheese. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's so strange. I feel happy I can post these random pictures and you guys kind of understand it, even though they make no sense to anyone else, because I'm just glad you guys, it just means you guys are enjoying it. It makes me really happy. I miss the egg. I mean, Shoma's kind of egg-shaped. Like, hello, Nana. The egg has been replaced by Shoma time. Hello, Panini. Hello, Bowser. Egg. Shoma on your Shoma on with the Yakuza theme is not on the big list. Oh man, it's been a wild end of 2025, man. Hello, Lucky. Yeah, Shoma's pretty epic. I better go cat. Okay. It sounds like I sing the name of a Shoma yokai. I have to play Yokai Watch. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Everyone apparently loves Yokai Watch except for me because I don't know what it is. But I've watched pieces of the anime. I've seen pieces of the game. Yeah. Play it. Apparently I'm supposed to play it. So we'll see what happens. Shokai Watch. It's Pekka Peak. That's what I hear. I hear it is very peak. It's better than Pokemon. Hello, Kevjo. Oh, Kevjo just got here. So for all of you who missed the intro, I just gotta go back to the intro for a sec for you guys. Oh man, freaking Shoma. Yeah, apparently, 100-line Yakuza crossover. Hey, Kodaka, make it happen. How did I animate all the flames? Well, you see, I'm not supposed to use AI, but I still had like 30 cents left on my subscription, so... And, well, I mean, after AI, I edited a little bit to make it look good. How dare I? You know what justice was? Shoma Ginzaki, third patriarch of the Chick-fil-A. Just this once, thank you. Anyway, let's go back to normal music. Thank you, Kiyu. I thought Shoma was Team Popeye. That's a good point. Shoma, no, he's Team Raising Cane's. You're gonna juggle my stream and some work. Well, you're gonna leave for like half a second, and then you're not gonna understand anything because the context is gonna be so much different. Because I used it for good. I used it for the forces of good. For Shoma, the third patriarch of the Jollibee Alliance of the Raising Cane's clan. Anyway, wait, there was the Tojo clan, there was the Omi Alliance. God, you're forgetting the Chicken War lore, I'm forgetting the Yakuza lore. Hello, Snap. Wait, Yellow. Oh, hello, Kiyoma. The last paladin of the churches. I mean, Eva and Kako are the last living members of churches. God, the chicken war lore has gone insane. In like 5 hours, 2 streams, we made an entire war about fast food, chicken. Anyway, how you guys doing? Today's gonna be a short stream, but I thought like maybe I'll stream for a little bit. And you guys seem to really enjoy the trailer analysis last time. Dojima family, or in this case, the Colonel Sanders, the Sanders family. Yukawa's just there. Oh man, Shoma's character arc has legitimately been peak. Has been since Bonito Maru. If you guys remember, I did promise that one of the final thumbnails would be Bonito Maru. So Yugama was just the supplier. Firefight Part 2, maybe. We might do gacha games, or we might do other trailers too, if you guys have any other trailers. Square has released a whole bunch of HD 2D games. Okay, look. I love HD 2D. Do you know why? Because I'm a freaking unk, okay? I'm a freaking unk, okay? Ah! You missed it? No worries. We'll probably do a little bit more today. Yeah, so I love HD 2D because that's what I freaking grew up on, okay? I grew up on imagination, right? The characters were this big. They were made of 7 pixels. And I was like, oh yeah, look at these little characters. Oh my god, I'm falling in love with this girl who's like 15 pixels tall. I'm playing am I gonna play the final Hoyoverse game? Vaspura. I saw that was a thing. It was like the response to Ananta, right? But yeah, okay. If they ever come out with an HD 2D gacha game, actually they already did that and they all flopped. Well, whoops. You missed the trailer, analyst. Yeah, we might do some more today. So don't worry, and they're always on the VOD. Yeah, HD 2D, man. Learn to use your imagination, man. When they say, wow, she's so hot, you only have 15 pixels, so you gotta use your imagination. Yeah, but, okay. Can we just have Shoma from the intro? We might. NES Samus Spray. Oh man, no pixel. Oh, those pixels. What about the copy of Animal Crossing and Pokemon? I don't know, but speaking of Animal Crossing, I haven't played my copy in like years. Oh my god, all my islanders are probably dead. Oops. Oops. Hello, Dove. Yeah, but, oh, the Pal Farm. Yeah, man, we gotta go back to Pal World at some point. Apparently, Pal World is coming out with 1.0, finally. It's like, who would have thought, right? They all turned into skeletons. You lost your DS with Nintendo. Wait, hold on. Nintendogs? Female detected! Wee woo, wee woo! That's okay, I played Nintendogs too. Female detected! Leave the area! Quickly retreat! It's my biggest fear. Women. Anyway, speaking of women, let's go play 100 last. How was that a segue? Woman spotted! Man discovers that women exist. They're not real. They can't hurt me. Quickly, amazing maneuvers. Mission failed. Welcome to the channel, everyone. You're gonna go back to the beginning so you can relive Shoma. I mean, honestly, that is a good argument to do that. What were we doing? Oh, right. So last time, Shoma finally got his character. What was I doing here? Oh, I was in the comedy route, of course. All right, so last time, Shoma finally got his character development. That's Eito rejoining the team. Where is it? And Team Mom is alive. No, Team Mom's still dead because we had to go back in time again in order to get the final root of the Box of Blessings. Eito to rejoin the team. Frick, Boss of Blessing. Yeah, Team Mom is going to be dead until the very, very end. The final box split. Yeah, I don't think anything will be as epic as Shoma-chan, but, you know, we can at least try. Frick, where is it? Okay, we had to go back to find it. Okay, so this is the Ava route, which is probably one of the best routes because baby mama. Box of Blessings, here it is. Oh, here, right here. So instead of going with epicness, we're gonna go with pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, eventually we gotta go back to San Francisco and find our baby mama. After the stream, Shoma has gone up top 5 characters. Shoma was pretty epic in that last fight. Yeah, eventually we have to go find our Baker Mama again. How is the quality? Is it a little bit choppy? I think it's okay. I think YouTube's been having a little bit of problems recently, but overall it's not terrible. Okay, instead of getting the epic character development, it's time to hang with Nozomi. Okay. We good? Thanks.
I'll go with Nozomi and her team.
Can I go with Kako? Oh, wait. She's the one who can predict the location, so we have to split up the OP. What was going on in this route again? It was supposed to be an epic route with Shoma's character development. Oh, no, we're done with that. We're going back to the Kako economy. No, I didn't give you permission. Let's just go with Ochako. I'm glad to have you with us, Takumi. Yeah, Shoma's just quietly aura farming. He's getting ready for his next epic entrance. And I'll go with Shoma-chan. I can finally get back to looking for the images of me. Eito might still try something, but the rest of us will keep the school safe while you're gone. You know what to do. Find the bosses and Eito, and then survive until day 100. Do we have any macaroni left? We could use it all as bait. I threw them into the revival-matic to make more standees. The demon that'll take the economy! Losing Sirei and has raised a lot of questions. What does Eito know? What was he going to do? Did it have something to do with the Futurum itself? Was it connected to the boxes? I knew dwelling on it wouldn't do me any good, but it was hard not to think about it. In spite of my thoughts running around in circles, I managed to get some sleep. Blowing yourself up in the game for funsies. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like, whenever I play a video game, the first thing I do is jump off the roof to see if I can.
Get ready, prepare, be ready
to... Speaking of jumping off roofs, we do not talk about the Tears of the Kingdom incident, okay? Alright, let's get at it. Wait, this route actually has me in it? Hell yeah! So we're gonna round up the old people? According to Kako's research, there's probably a retirement home at an old hospital. You guys need any more chicken? I'm running out of places to deliver. There are 2 fire extinguishers for now. Eito stole one, but the plot device made another one. Exactly, always check for fall damage. I did not respond to your last message. Jojo does in fact live in your blood. Always check for fall damage. Hey, Manakyn, what are you doing over there on the edge? Hold on, I just gotta check for some fall damage. Be right back. He was quite diligent in Slasher. True. Very true. I think, where do the others go in this route? I think they go to the city. I forgot. Where are we going? You wasn't on the stream. You were taking care of old... you weren't on the stream because you were taking care of old people in a retirement home. Be the Takamaru that Takamaru believes you can be. Okay, Slippery? Good for you. Play the tape, ignore the tape, and move on. Play the tape!
Look what I found.
Barbara knows about fall damage, like in Genshin Impact. I mean, in Genshin Impact, I always just throw my people off of the cliff because it's faster. Oops. The number of times I randomly killed Farina just because it's faster to jump off the cliff. Yeah, my bad. She was supposed to be God, but not really. Mama birds. Isn't Barbara related to the leader of the Knights? Right? Yes? No? No? You have a platform, an altar. Sacrificing characters is a common wishing ritual.
Look what I found.
Gene, yeah. Oh, I finally pulled the leader of the Knights. So yeah, I finally pulled her. Apparently she's reasonably good because she literally does the exact same thing Barbara does, but she also has this little sword that goes like wee wee wee. But yeah, apparently her sister was supposed to be a 5-star and got demoted. That's what you guys told me, I think, right? I lost the 50-50. No, it was the standard pull. So there was no 50-50. It was all 16%. It's 8 characters, right? Well, then again, not true, because I was trying to get Chi-Chi. Which means you did lose the 50-50. Well, I lost the 1684. I'm smart. We arrived at the hospital, or rather the ruins of what had been a hospital. What kind of hospital has like a freaking Wait a second. What do those lights remind me of? Do you know what those lights remind me of? They remind me of the frickin' disc system in Zenless Zone Zero. Master Proxy, can I go to the hospital and get more discs? No, Corin. Go send Lycon. We can lose him. We arrived at the hospital. Or rather, the ruins of what had been a hospital. Now, this is a fine-looking... What? Why is there like a 14-year-old maid with pigtails over there? Frick! Are the gacha games invading this universe too? We better get out of here before we see the furries. Now that you mention it, I do feel like I've seen this before. Oh, crap. There's a robotic woman who's incredibly attractive who sells discs and powers the characters up. No, it's probably nothing. Wait, was there like a weird blue girl over there that was carrying a giant flag? We began exploring the hospital, trying as we might to avoid gacha systems. After walking around the dark, dusty halls for a while, we finally stumbled on the box's hiding place. About freaking time I had it with this creepy old place and stupid televisions everywhere. Who the frick asks for help using televisions? Nozomi's secretly a big fan of Astra Yao. Like, seriously, and why when we get those heroes, like, they play a rap song? Yo, we're the high boom bo yo. I'm not much of a rapper. I know it's really uncomfortable, especially when it's the girl rapper, but you pull a guy. I don't want to think about it, but what if all the heroes are trapped inside the televisions? Wait, I feel like that's another game. Oh crap! Atlas, what are you doing here? We gotta get out of here. There are too many universes coming together.
Hey!
All right, let's go. Wait, hold on. I think I saw an octopus over there. I'll be right back. Hey, Takumi, let's go. Wait, no, there's the octopus girl. No! Our team left the ruins, box in hand, before I had a chance to see if the octopus girl was behind the corner. I wondered if I'd get a chance to meet her. After all, her banner was over, and I didn't have enough polychromes. Maybe it was time I gave up on gacha games. But then I saw Kako grinding for Primo Gems, and I thought, next time I'll win the 50-50. Her banner is over. Exactly, Takumi didn't get her. The days continued. Half an hour and I've already lost the plot. Oh, what? Hey, Takumi, it doesn't matter. You, got 7 versions of the little girl with the chainsaw. Oh, yeah, she's my favorite. Off to a fantastic start. It's morning already. They should be arriving any minute now. Takumi, he's getting... I keep hearing it in my head. The second best driller of Bellabog Industries. Why couldn't I get the first best driller? I sprang out of bed instantly. By now, I was getting pretty sick of hearing that siren. I am surprised how much I still remember about Zenless Zone Zero. I guess when you were traumatized for life, it sticks with you. I can't make drill jokes for legal reasons. That's just the way war is sometimes. No use complaining. I have to go for it. Everyone went 2.5 drop. You will get stalked by a purple-haired vampire. Is she actually a vampire? I mean, the dude is actually a vampire, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if she was also a vampire. Tsubasa!
There's so many of them out there.
I'm here!
It's just more to add to our kill count. Start showing some guts, grease monkey.
What the frick? Why are you so mean to her?
Feel free to use me as a meat shield, everyone. I'm just a disposable pawn anyway.
Rest in peace, character development.
Everybody stick together, okay? Now they're just an unorganized mess. Teamwork is going to be our most effective weapon.
I guess I'm up. Okay.
Kako, guess what? I won the 50-50! I got you the guy that summons the pole! What? Yeah, we won the 50-50! I wanted the daddy mommy! I spent all my primo gems on him! No!
I'm good, just a quick dropout. Ready when you are.
Whoops.
Let's leave it to me.
I love how you use the AP to play with dolls. Well, when you're Retsnom, there's not much else to do.
Out of the way! Locked and loaded, ready when you are. Watch out!
Wrong daddy.
Locked and loaded! Hi-ya! We did!
Yeah, this entire plot is
I'm
Retsnom.
good whenever. Leave it to me. Engines at full throttle.
New age machinibus.
I'm taking the wheel. This should slow them down. We can't keep on like this. Out of the way.
Hey, guys, why don't you guys just get Tsubasa to pull? She always wins her 50-50s. Yeah, but she's busy killing people.
I won't lose. I can stick. Hi-ya!
Tsubasa
I
Gaming,
won't
baby.
lose.
Hey, it's Tsubasa. Welcome back to my channel. What would her channel be called?
Just a quick dropout. Things aren't looking good. How's this? Let's keep it up. I can still
Tsubasa.
move.
I totally watch Tsubasa Gaming.
Things aren't looking good. Keep it coming. We can't keep on like this. How's this? I can still. Don't try to stop me. Things aren't looking
Hey, it's Tsubasa. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to try to pull Arlequina. Well, we just got 4 of her.
I can still.
It's not fair. Why do you always win the 50? Tsubasa totally gets like 5 S ranks in one pull, in like 110 pull.
Hi-ya!
And she deserves it. She's the plot
Engines at
device.
full throttle. I can still keep it coming. Things aren't looking good.
Everyone needs a Tsubasa to pull for them.
We can't keep on like this. Move! Watch out! I won't. Don't try to stop me. We can't keep on like this.
Good times.
Watch out! I won't. Look, engines at full throttle. I can still. How's this?
Are there any new characters coming out in Genshin? I need to be aware so that I can. So if in case this game goes on for when they release, what is it, 6.3? So when they finally release 6.3, I can add these jokes into the game.
Take this. I can still move. How's this?
Baby drag. Yeah. Okay. See, do you know what the big problem is? When you join Genshin Impact as a player who has no idea what's going on, everyone's like, "Oh, hey, it's good to see you again," and I'm like, "Who the frick are you?" It's true. We have Top Hat. We have gaming. That's all we need.
Was that the last of them?
Takumi, wait!
Vile, barbaric invaders. You should consider it an honor that I deign to speak to you like this.
Veshness, you're alive?
Starbucks where? Oh my god. The Zomi Wood main venti.
And what has become of Ava? Did you devour her as well?
Well, we devoured a lot of cake.
Ava? We?
That's right. We killed her. What about it?
Damn. Kako.
No matter. An incompetent soldier like her is no great loss. Consuming her would have only diminished my greatness.
And Ava definitely mains Escoffier. I'm just saying, purely coincidental. Purely coincidental that Ava's favorite character in Genshin Impact is a baker.
Why are you here now, anyway?
Kako does not give a frickin' damn. She's just here for Primogems.
For the boxes, of course. Hand over all the boxes you've collected, and I'll grant you quick and painless deaths. It's not such a bad offer. Better than living with this entire planet as your enemy. Die with honor, or suffer unimaginable torment first.
Veshness like
The
Sarah.
choice should be obvious.
I actually have no idea who Sarah is. I'm sorry.
And let you take our cryptoglobin? That's not going to happen.
Then you leave me no choice. I'm grateful. Now I can really enjoy tearing you apart. As Supreme Commander, the boxes of blessings belong to me!
The big bad lady in Zenless Zone Zero? Is that the girl in the dress who summons the flies?
Both sides live. This
Oh, she
war
appears in
will
2.0.
go on
I haven't
forever.
played since 1.0.
That's
Or
where the
1 point
boxes of
something.
blessings come in. That's why you want them too, isn't it? To wipe every last one of us out.
Unfortunately, strengthening Kako's heal animals is not making her better. No, it actually doubles her chances of winning the 50-50s. But unfortunately, 0 times 2 is still 0.
It's like I'm looking in a mirror. Superhuman strength and superhuman cruelty. I can't wait to find out which of our causes is more just. Which side's hatred burns the brightest.
Hey, so I discovered this game called Honkai Star. No, Yugamu! None of us play that! But, I mean, seems kind of fun. There's this girl who goes boo. The streamer doesn't know what that game is! He can't make any jokes about it! Oh. Well, I'll wait until he's played it before I make that reference again. Thanks, Yugamu.
Ready when you are. This should slow them down. I'm good whenever. Just a quick drop. Ugh!
Oh, no boss. Okay, we're just gonna murder them with Tsubasa.
I won't lose. I can. This should slow them down.
Glad we had that TikTok, Takumi.
Don't try to stop me. When things aren't looking good. Watch out.
At this point, I believe that the characters in the game are hyper aware of my existence.
I can still.
Like, they all are aware that they are just puppets for Retsnom. Wait, which means I'm Darumi.
You can't keep on. Engines at full throttle.
It's all coming together!
Things aren't looking good. How's this? I won't lose. Let's roll. We can't keep on. Don't try to stop.
Yeah, by the time I play it, you got.
Things aren't looking good.
Okay, no, that's not true. We will literally play the DLC. We will literally download all the DLC if I ever play Honkai Star Rail, just so that Yugabu can give it a shot.
Let's roll. I can still just a quick drop out. We can't keep on like this.
God, looking at the old tier list, by the way, I was browsing.
Things aren't looking good.
I was browsing some of like the old I'm not sure if they call them forums, you know, like what is it, like GameSpot, like stuff like that, with talking about 100 line. Well, they're not old, it's just nobody uses them anymore, but yeah, I was looking at them and people were making like tier lists of like combat skill, and like 6 months ago people put Tsubasa at B tier, and I'm like well, haven't times changed?
Still move. Take this. We did.
Who would Yugamu like? I don't know. The streamer doesn't know anything about Honkai Star Rail. I don't know. Sam.
Things aren't looking good.
Simple name, good enough for me.
Watch out.
I'm the only one who truly understands
Keep it
Tsubasa.
coming. I can still.
Yes, you. Exactly.
We can't keep on like this.
Literally
Watch
just you.
I can still.
Mo. Who the frick is Mose?
Let's roll. Things aren't looking. Engines at full throttle.
You better watch your pancreas. How do you know it's even in there? How do you know it's not already gone?
Lose. Take this.
Yeah, I sold that thing like 3 months ago.
Keep on like this. Don't try to stop me. I won't lose. Watch out.
That's it?
Things aren't looking. I can still move.
Tsubasa, while you're here, can you pull for us? Yes. Okay, see you guys. Tsubasa got us 10 S ranks in a 10 pull. Oh, let me see.
Here goes. I guess I'm up.
Wait. She pulled on the standard banner. No.
Things aren't looking good. How's this? I can still move. Don't try to stop me. We can't keep on like this. This should slow
The
them
twins will
down.
never catch a
We
break.
can't keep on like this. Let's roll. I won't lose. How's this? I can still. Engines at full throttle. Things aren't looking good. Keep it coming.
2 Lycons, 2 Kaleda, 5
I can
Nekomatas.
still move. I won't
5
lose. Just a quick
Nekomatas.
dropout. We can't keep on like this. Take this.
I wanted the engineer with the feet.
We do! We can't keep on like this. How's this? Let's keep. I won't lose.
5 Nekos and 5 Soldier 11s. Why do I call her Soldier 76? Oh, it's because of Overwatch, of course. Overwatch has Soldier 76.
How's this? I won't lose. I can still.
I remember when I first got her, I kept calling her either Soldier 1 or Soldier 76.
Things aren't looking.
Not realizing that actually there is a Soldier 1. No, there's a Soldier 0. Isn't Anby Soldier 0?
I won't keep it coming.
Also, who the frick is Trigger? Is Trigger just some random person who just decided, like, hey, I'm just going to be a sniper, you know, whatever.
We can't keep on like this.
The standard S ranks are getting buffed. Are they? Or are they including new people?
Things aren't looking good.
Trigger is the blind sniper. So she's just like, hey, what's up? I'm just going to join the Obel squad. And she's like, yeah, sure.
I can still move out of the way.
I find
We can't keep on
the
like
overcomplication of gacha lore, of like gacha stories to be really interesting, because it's very clearly designed to be so complicated that you have to just keep going on forever and ever and ever.
How's this?
Oh, they're getting new attack animations. Well, hopefully they don't screw up Furry Man's old attack animations. It used to be he just would just kick and just not take any damage.
I can still. Don't try to stop me. We do. I won't lose.
She can't see normal stuff outside the hall. Well, how does she move around? She doesn't have a walking stick.
Out of the way. Let things aren't looking good. I won't lose. Take this.
Echolocation. Hello, Proxy.
Good. That's the ruthlessness that has made us hate you so.
That was literally just a girl in a car.
The grand finale is drawing near. Our next battle will be our last. That's when I'll take the boxes. Enjoy what little time you have left, vile invaders.
Is she referring to me, Takumi? No, Tsubasa, you're fine. Make sure you chew carefully before you swallow. There was one thing that I did enjoy about playing Zenless Zone Zero and Genshin Impact. There were two things, actually. One, I had to do absolutely zero stream prep. I could just start the game and do that. Two, I mean, to be fair, I don't really do much stream prep anymore for 100 line. And then two, I could just make fun of the plot, and I know that no one will be offended because nobody hates gacha games more than the players of those gacha games. So I can just insult literally everything, and I know no one will be offended. Yeah, street prep is Shoma's flames. How could she have survived? Quite the unfortunate development. I guess that explains who's been giving the orders. Wait, you guys are keeping track of the plot?
Oh?
Wasn't the plot about how she was taking the Primo Gems? No, it was something to do with the standees. Tsubasa, can you pull for me again? I'll pull for you. Oh, how did I only get 3 stars in a 10 pull? Oh my god, she's worse than Kako! I think so too. Vicious was alive. Ato was still hiding. And not to mention, we had no idea what was going on in the plot. Problems just kept piling up. And I had no idea how to solve them.
Get prepared. Be ready to...
Mose is an assassin. Is that the assassin in Zenless? Genshin? I don't know. Hey, we're checking out an art gallery today, right? Sounds like the kind of place that, weebs would put up their posters of Genshin Impact. Let's just hope it's less creepy than the hospital filled with all those gotcha characters. Yeah, something about that place felt fundamentally cheap. Hey, like it or not, we gotta pull for characters now. Let's go. Kako converted all the mono coins into Primo. Oh no. Oh, in Honk My Star Ales. What? It was the last 4-star that came out over a year ago? That's crazy. They haven't had any more 4-stars? I mean, hey, that's how you make money, right? It's called, what is it? It's called Artificial Limitation? Artificial, what is the term when, artificial scarcity, that's what it is. It's called artificial scarcity. You purposefully make a product scarce even if you don't have to. And so that makes you money. You know, we really don't know all that much about this planet or these boxes. We don't understand why the universes are converging with different universes and why TVs have both to do with teenagers fighting crime and summoning super-powered people to jump into radioactive worlds. Are we forgetting about the robots and the cool sci-fi plot?
Hey!
No one plays Honkai Star Rail, you Gamu! It's okay, let him dream. Alright, Takumi, let's go find all the weebs. FOMO. Pretty much. Smort. Hashtag smort. I'm smart. Honk Eye Sterail. Oh, what did I just do? Ow! You didn't even look at the choice? I was too distracted by Yugamu. We're gonna ruin the San Francisco route with the ultimate conversion. I mean, to be fair, the San Francisco route kind of goes crazy anyway, so...
I found a little something.
I think we've already ruined it by calling it the San Francisco route. That is very true. You find lots of abandoned appliances. Take the computer.
I found a little something.
Takumi, I found a circuit board. You think we can use it to connect to the Hoyo server? Hey, Yugamu, not Hong Kong. Man. It's about surviving all the lore. Have we run into dyslexia yet? 99k polychrome. Over there. I don't think we've run into dyslexia yet. Not in this route, at least. Nope. Okay, thanks.
I found a little something.
You see a hazard sign. Ignore the sign. You got a broken stone.
I found a little something.
Dang, you guys was the only one picking up stuff. If I can't play Honkai Star Rail, what's even the point? I'm just gonna look for stuff on the road. Oh god, we're gonna run into a purple. That's okay, I will survive. Unless it's Nozomi. You run into a forest where bamboo, shrubs, and mushroom. Pick the mushrooms. Ow. Wait, a dog attacked us? I thought we got poisoned. Nope. Oh, frick. That's okay. That's okay. Good, good. Takumi. Wait, you're telling me we could have used the BP? We could have used the battle points to buy currency? No, it only works. No, I can't seem to get any primo gems with these. It doesn't work with polychromes either. Wait. You're telling me this only works for the Honkai currency? The Hound of Bakersfield. Too many lore. Oh my god, too many lore. They convert into jades. We arrived at the art gallery, but the building had been ransacked and reduced to ruins. No sign of Barbara posters or Baressa plushies anywhere. Ah. But there seemed to be a lot of Moses. Did nobody want? There's some fireflies. Wow, people on this planet really didn't play Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, game's for losers, duh. I mean, if they took all the merch, that would explain why we can't find any Kako standees either. Oh, let's look around some more. We might be able to find something useful, maybe like a Korin keychain. Unfortunately, our search was in vain. We failed to find the boxes, any standees. All we found were a bunch of posters of Anton. They haven't found the basement of characters that haven't become playable. The invaders have clearly taken anything of value. I'm so sorry, Anton. I don't mean it. We did, on the other hand, find some old document Anton sucks. He's kind of cool. He smashes the ground and goes bzzz. But we all stand Ben Biggest. If there's one male character that we stand, it's Ben Biggest. We, on the other hand, did find some old documents that have been distributed and thrown aside. But that wasn't nearly as surprising as the documents themselves. Because they weren't written using Futurin. They were written in the same language we used every day.
Weird. Why would there be documents in our language here on Futurum?
Wait, hold on, what? I actually don't... Oh, maybe it's Ato?
Looks like some real complex stuff.
Oh, no. It's because we know that, what is it? People have been bombing this place, the heck out of this place for years, so it makes sense that there would be some documents here.
Well, let's read it and see what it says.
Some of the pages were missing, but we managed to piece things together. Research report. Planet KXK787. I hereby record the findings of our research team. Stationed on the planet during the First Great War. The natives of KXK787 too are susceptible to gambling addiction. As a result, we have decided to use our ultra-capitalist society to set up multiple gacha games. Because of the value of these gacha games and the attractiveness of the characters, people spent their entire life savings trying to maximize their gacha pulls. Our research also shows that merch was incredibly valuable. Once unleashed, entire economies would collapse under the weight of pulling for S-rank characters. This report has already been sent to the Exodus Project HQ via superluminal transmission. We're printing a hard copy for the benefit of additional economic attacks. Compared to anything our people have suffered at the hands of Hoyoverse, our wallets must surely seem insignificant. But economy demands sacrifice. To hope for rescue or freedom would be a grievous sin. We will be released from our duties when we die. To sell gacha game merch.
What the? Wait, look at this part.
Based on the information extracted from gambling addicts, we surmise that using Kako standees can cause further damage to the economy. The lore in this game is so cooked for me when I can't read it. Both the Kako standees and gacha currencies are treated with religious devotion by the natives. Perhaps that is only natural given the superhuman abilities that pulling for 50-50s bestows. The economy is crashing for reasons other than the standees. Cryptoglobin appears to ignore... However, Kako standees appear to ignore all laws of economic value when blending into the economy. As such, it would seem that economic principles do not apply when evaluating Kako standees, rendering them ineffective to our economic attack. Practically speaking, all we can do is collect the Kako standees before they lose all their value. I believe our only hope lies in securing these standees. For more details, see Paper B. Given what we have gleaned about the nature of the gacha games, I believe our gacha games will need to be autonomous, possessing functionally a will of their own. Conscious commands from intelligent gacha characters are what allow these substances fantastic powers to manifest. A simple gacha currency would be unable to wield the power. Kako standee development plans can be found in Paper D. Plans Alpha through Gamma have been abandoned as unfeasible. They have yet to discover the true gacha power. That is the phrase, Doctor, you're huge? Huh? I hope someone knows what you're referencing, because I sure don't. This is supposed to be a bedtime story, but I just added additional crap. Government interference would also be an issue. It may become unnecessary to assemble a specialized legal unit to fight for the legality of gambling games for the Second Great War. As for the standee management system, also detailed in Paper D, ideally this would be controlled by an AI capable of designing cute characters and making them all S-rank using artificial scarcity. In order to safeguard against hackers, the AI will be connected to a digital copy of the collective will of humanity. VAs were pulling VA for the characters. They were pulling, said in the game, 4 of them all got 5-star. You know the reference? I have no idea, so I'm just going to say, okay. Using a Jung End Gestalt model, the consciousness data can be easily analyzed at any given time. The economic data can be analyzed at every given time. We call it System Information Reinforcement Exalted Intelligence. Or the Sirei. Sirei was running the gacha games all along! Sirei, you could have given me all the 5 stars! Our Sirei will act as an indirect control over the gacha economy and ensure humanity's best interests are protected. The economy has yet to be confirmed as anything other than a legend, and can be assigned as a secondary objective as needed. For details on the servers required to transport Sirei and its development, see Paper L. This isn't right. I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to be poor. Why does it end like this? Losing 7 50/50s in a row. Those bastards told us that we can have all the gacha characters. And now they're making us lose our 50/50s? It's not right. This is crazy. They should all be broke too. Why is it that only we can't pull for the octopus girl? I don't want to lose my 50/50s. They should lose the 50/50s. I can't. I can't. The crazed report cut off abruptly. Then there was nothing. No one said anything. We just read the last words of the sentence. If only I hadn't pulled for Bernice. What have you done, Sirei? This game is about the secretly about the negative effects of gacha games. No, but like legit, for all the people who aren't looking, for all the people who can't read the text, I'm sorry, you're never going to learn what this lore was. For everyone else, it is kind of crazy that, you know, they acknowledge that in the boxes route always has been. Wait, they're the guy. That's why there's so many Kako Sandys. She's the most popular S rank. And it's okay. I like the gacha lore better. I mean, this is kind of crazy to drop in some random route. The fact that Sirei was set up as like some sort of like human consciousness in order to like essentially analyze the very aspects of the war, man. Like, they talk about, yeah, it's like, okay, Sirei's going to control, essentially, us. And it also makes sense that that's why when we brought up the boxes, Sirei was immediately okay with us going for them. Because Sirei already knew about the boxes from the very beginning. It felt like the curtain had been pulled back. And we should have seen something that we shouldn't have. A glimpse of what gacha games really were. Gacha games and Primo Gems were connected somehow. And if all this was connected as well, were we really searching for the standees of our own free will? Or was it something that had been mandated by some merch company? What were we doing here? What was Last Defense Academy? Will the people who are using this as a bedtime story ever understand what the heck is going on in this game? Probably not. And then out of the blue. It's not as if we weren't expecting it. But even after this time, we could never quite get used to it. I thought you were going to say, find out next time. Not yet! Will Yugamu ever get to play Honkai? Please, Takumi, I'm begging you. There's so many attractive guys. Wait, Yugamu, you're supposed to be straight. I mean, I love women. Please don't tell Sirei.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Unauthorized personnel detected on defense mode.
Will Yugamu get through all 52 hours of Amorphous? Is that like one chapter? That's a lot of hours. Hey, there he is.
Planet.
What's with this guy? None of the other commanders were this intense.
Yes. Exactly.
That's one of the stories. It spanned 8 versions. 8 versions as in like, what, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4? Or 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. Because if that was 8 versions, means 8 years. That's a lot.
What's with that reaction, Takamaru? Since when do you use trailing ellipses right before a battle? Is this a bad sign?
Oh, man.
Yes. Exactly.
I think he's just going through some stuff. Free will versus destiny. That kind of thing.
Let's save the soul searching for after the war. Our only destiny, if we lose, is death. Focus
Hey, Popcorn.
on killing our enemy, no matter who they are or how strong.
You know, Popcorn, I'm
Isn't
glad...
that how we've always done things?
I'm glad you joined right now, because if you haven't been following the lore, you're going to be able to follow the lore even less after this past hour of streaming. The lore has completely fallen apart in this stream.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. Let's get our heads in the game.
Also, yeah, nice thumbnail. Is that free Ren? I can't tell. I think it is. Alright, let's go ahead and do this.
Locked and loaded. This should slow them down. I'm taking the wheel.
It is free Ren.
Leave it to me. How's this? Let's ready when you are. Out of the way.
Your favorite anime? I hear it is very good.
Leave it to
I
me.
actually have not watched it yet.
Watch out. Ready when you are. Engines at full throttle. I'm taking the wheel. Just a quick drop. Oh,
Dyslexia is the
things
whale.
aren't
That's why he's so strong. While you're eating your leftover KFC, remember to eat KFC on Christmas.
Out of the way. I can still move. Watch out. We do. I won't lose. Don't try to stop me.
You're gonna be lost.
I see. So this is the extent of your power.
One very lucky girl in a car. Not bad, children of the stars. I think I understand why you survived the Gotcha Wars. He detransformed? That woman told me to kill you all and retrieve your merch. But it seems you are unable to fight me at your full strength. He can tell Showman the others aren't here? There would be no honor taking your merch as you are now. So instead, I think KFC and I will just have a Genshin Impact collab. I have no interest in your Zenless Zone Zero and your Honkai Star Rail. Hey! You're the one who started this! Don't think you can just walk away! No, Takamaru! He's not bluffing! He's really gonna put up Barbara fried chicken! He's right. I already have the fried chicken merch. I already have the KFC gliders ready. I had a cause once, but Futurum has changed now. My honor and ethics are all I have now. We will meet again after the Diluc KFC pins run out. Until then, keep gambling your money away. And don't forget, we only have a limited edition pins, 90 of them each per store. So make sure you come early so you can get your Noel fried chicken. What do you think? You think he's really gonna have a KFC Genshin Impact collab? Dyslexia. The final commander of KFC turned his back and walked away. None of us tried to stop him. He exuded such an aura of strength and authority, and he smelled so delicious. We could barely move. You understood none of that? Fun fact for you all. The Genshin Impact KFC collab did happen in the real world. They had to call the police because everyone was fighting over the limited edition pins. It's a true story. Look it up. We continued searching for the boxes for several days.
Up and out, over the goal. A new era will be okay.
He
Let's
was
get going for the
defending
day.
the cardboard cutout. Okay, so now that you've referenced that, I have to explain what that means. Okay, I think it was 2021 or 2022. This was when Genshin was still pretty new. China had a KFC collaboration with Genshin Impact. Now remember, KFC is not a piece of trash like it is here in America. Well, I mean, the chicken's good here, but the stores are trash. Like, in China, KFCs are legitimately decent restaurants. I'm gonna do this. The KFCs are legitimately decent restaurants in China. Now, they had a collab, and they put up, like, you know, like, all the marketing stuff. On the tables, they had, like, Barbara KFC chicken, like, stickers, and Amber Heard. Wait, Amber Heard. Amber is not the same person as Amber Heard. That was a weird slip up. Okay, Amber, the bunny girl, stickers on the table. They had what is it? And the main two characters that were leading the KFC collaboration were Noelle the maid and Noelle the maid and Diluc. Okay, so hold on a second. This is story time. We'll be right back, Sirei. At this point, this game is essentially a backdrop to my rambling. It's not even about the game anymore. It's not even about 100 Line. It's just me rambling. Okay, so they had all these little like stickers, right? They had these stickers for the like amber KFC sticker that was on the table. They had these Barbara mats that were on the table. They had all these like characters that were on the table. And the two main characters that were leading the collab was Noelle the maid, so in other words, Ato would have loved that collab, and Diluc the bartender dude, right? And they had like, and Noelle had this like thing where like she was holding like a bucket of chicken and stuff like that. And they made it so every store had like only 100 pins. So it's like 100 pins of Noelle, 100 pins of Diluc Batman, yeah, aka Batman, yeah. And they only had like 100 KFC pins of Noelle. They had 100 KFC pins of Diluc. So the lines at the very beginning of the day were like astronomical because everyone wanted to get the limited edition. Well, like again, artificial scarcity. Artificial scarcity is incredibly good at selling things, right? You create artificial scarcity and you'd walk up and then you get the stuff. And then whenever you ordered something, like the advertisement was actually kind of clever. They said every bucket contained 3 wings, but they only had 2 wings because the third wing was supposed to be the wings of the glider in in the Genshin Impact thing, in the Genshin Impact game. Like if you bought KFC, they would give you a code. I think someone mentioned it. I think someone mentioned it. It was I don't know, but someone mentioned in the chat, there was a code where you would put your code into your game, and then you get the special edition KFC, essentially parachute glider, which was essentially just a recoloring of the wings. But yeah, okay, so that was part of the advertisement. But you can imagine every store only had like 100 of each like pin, and so everyone was fighting for who would get in line and who would go first. And as a result, they had to call the police. It was like a freaking nightmare. And okay, so now we got to understand what Panini was saying about the cardboard cutouts. So there were legitimately people who would go into the store not necessarily to even get the pins, because what else was limited edition? All the decorations were actually limited edition too, because the decorations themselves, they only put it up for the collab. And so people would go in and try to steal the Noelle cardboard cutouts. Interestingly enough, they didn't steal the Diluc cardboard cutout. As far as I understand, nobody really went for the Diluc cardboard cutouts. Most people tried to steal the Noelle cardboard cutouts. Strange, right? I can't think of a reason why they would steal Noelle, the female maid, and not Diluc, the male. It's like, why would they steal Noelle and not Diluc? This what a mystery, am I right? But anyway, they would steal the Noelle cardboard cutouts, and and they would fight over them. Yeah, they were all descendants of the cult of Ato. They were Ato-lings. Yeah, so they would go around and they would steal it, and then there was fight over them, and they had to call the police. And the absolute worst part was it was just Ato going from KFC to KFC, stealing the Noelles because they were maids. And here's the worst part, right? The worst part is if you go back and watch the videos, you can probably find the videos on YouTube somewhere. But like, if you go back and you watch those videos, because I actually, believe it or not, when I found out about this, I researched the hell out of this. When you go back and look at the videos, you see that the absolute saddest part isn't what was going on. It wasn't the police. It was the look on the employees' faces, because they just looked like they wanted to die. They were kind of just there, standing there, as like, oh, okay, you want the limited edition Genshin thing. And do you know why it was really, really sad? Because you couldn't just order the Genshin Impact meal and get the limited edition pin with it, and then get the limited edition glider with it. No. You couldn't just order the meal. You had to walk up to them, order the meal, and chant a magic spell. So you had to walk up to the counter and say, I'd like to order the Genshin Impact meal, and then say something along the lines of, we will travel to another world where we will enjoy delicious food, or something like that. That was the spell. I did like, we will travel. Like, they had to like chant a magical spell so that they could cast the spell on KFC to give them the delicious chicken and the pins and the free limited edition KFC glider, and the employees had to acknowledge it. So they were like, meet me in another world. We'll enjoy delicious food. Yeah, and like lots of people were super random. So they were like doing all these hand missions. Meet me in another world or something like that. And like you could tell, like every once in a while, like they were one of like. Oh, yeah, and first of all, of course, the people lining up were all dudes. They were all dudes. Nobody was there for Diluc. None of the ladies supported Diluc, right? All you ladies out there who were all like, I support my guys, I support my husbandos. Not a single lady went out there for Diluc, okay? So don't you talk when Genshin stops giving you freaking husbandos, okay? Because Diluc was there, he was working his ass off to promote KFC. Not a single woman went out there for him. No, but all the lines were just all like 20-something-year-old dudes. Okay? But okay. And the absolute worst part is like once in a blue moon, there was like you would steal a Mondo cutout. Okay, like once in a blue moon, there was like a dude who was in line, who wasn't like a 20-something-year-old dude. He was like a 40-something-year-old dad, okay? And he was standing in line around all these 20-something-year-old simps for Noelle, who were trying to go like, oh yeah, we're gonna get the Noelle pin, we're gonna support my wife. And the dad was just like, and then he would walk up to the counter, and then he like just jaded, man. He was like, hi, my kid wants the limited edition pin. Do you think you can give it to me? And then the worst part is the cashier had to follow protocol. So he was like, oh, well, you need to chant the magic spell. But he's also saying that with like a completely like jaded, dead look on their face. He's like, you need to chant the magic spell. And then the dad's like, look, I just waited in line for like 2 hours. Just give me the pin. And so that was the absolute best part. You gotta say the magic words. You gotta say the magic words. Look, my kid just wants the pin and wants the glider. Is like, yeah, but in order to get the glider, you have to say the magic words. Yeah, so it was Larry behind the cash register, and also Larry trying to order food just to get the stupid pin for his freaking child. And it's like the saddest thing you will ever freaking see. Oh my freaking god. Meanwhile, Ato is out there ordering a mac and cheese just so he could get into the store and steal the freaking Noelle cutouts. It was an absolute mess. And to this day, it is still one of my favorite, like, weird collab. I only learned about it like 2 weeks ago, okay? But to this day, it's still one of my favorite freaking messes of a collab for video games ever. Because you had the simps, you had the magic spells, you had the people fighting over like a pin this big, you had people fighting over cardboard cutouts, you had the cardboard cutouts themselves, you had people stealing the decorations on the tables, you had the police being called to break up two simps who probably haven't, you know, spoken to a woman in their life except maybe their mom. You have like the employees who just don't even want to be there and they're just completely dead. And then you have the jaded fathers who are just trying to make their kid happy and they got to deal with all this crap going on around them. It's like it was an absolute joy of an event to learn about. As you all know, there is nothing I love more than watching other people suffer. Needless to say, I think China thought twice before approving collabs like that again. Anyway, that was some random trivia that popped out of me talking about Genshin Impact in 100 Line Last Defense Academy. We continued our search.
Up over the okay.
Good morning, Takumi. Hey, Kako, did you get your limited edition Diluc pin?
Oh.
Yes, but we didn't find any primo gems. Hey, you got the pin. Isn't that pretty good? Yeah, come on. Even home run hitters miss the ball 70% of the time. Thank you. But it doesn't matter because Ema wasted all the primo gems on Zhongli and I wanted the mommy daddy. Oh, and one more thing.
Huh? I feel an ill presence around all of you. Be careful out there today.
Hey, Yugamu, maybe we should stay inside and play Honkai Star Rail. Oh, the game stream's still in the corner? Well, as you all know, I am starting my bikini streaming schedule. So next time, I'll make myself even larger and I'll be wearing a bikini. And, I mean, the game doesn't matter, right? It's hard not to think about what Kako said. Maybe we should play Honkai Star Rail.
Hey! You think so? The way I see it is we've been pulling for Zenless Zone Zero or Genshin Impact since day one.
You know what? Yeah, let's just finish up with pulling our polychromes before we switch to Honkai. You're right. Thanks, everyone. I'll stop thinking about Honkai Star Rail. Just be sure to stay vigilant. Kako's instincts are usually right.
Anyway, we're heading to the old mansion.
Yeah, let's move on. Ah, we're heading to the cloning mansion. Or, I'm sorry, the blender, the Kralian production facility. Go, go, go! A dog. Ignore it. Ruins. Ignore them. Turns out it's very efficient to just ignore everything. Oh, look, just grab whatever.
Yes!
I can imagine they're just jogging. Hey, Takumi, look over there. Oh, shut up. Hey, Takumi, I think I see something. Nope. We're heading up to the mansion over there. All right, I guess it's not too far up. Yugami was the only one there to get to Luke. I showed up for my husband. Why are you guys out of Noel's? I thought you guys be out of Deluxe by now. Sir, nobody showed up for the Deluxe. Okay, well, anyway, meet me in another world. Sir, you can just take the pin. No, you gotta do this right. Meet me in another world and enjoy. Sir, just take the pin. You see a tiger. Leave it alone. As you leave quietly, you notice a tiger print shirt. Did the tiger collect objects with tiger print?
I found a little something.
I have never seen that one before. Which way? Go up. I think this would drive an American KFC worker to insanity. Ow, I don't even know what happened. You can see a cardboard. You can see a cardboard cutout moving by itself. Quickly, Takumi, that's the Deluxe cardboard cutout. Yes, I got the Deluxe cardboard cutout.
I found a little something.
Even you got with. Hey, I found a little something. Huh. Why are there a whole bunch of Deluxe cardboard cutouts in the dumpster over there? I thought everyone was fighting over there. I'm so sorry, Deluxe. Look for the secret code.
I found a little something.
You got lots of cloth. So the next box is inside the mansion? According to the book, some art connoisseur purchased it. Some weeb purchased it a way back. It's been here ever since.
Hey! Didn't say anything about what happened to the owner of this place. Well, let's get searching.
Oh.
There's no need for that. Mac and cheese. A figure stepped out of the mansion's dark interior. It was Ato. Didn't think we'd run into him in a place like this. This is ridiculous. You're still working yourselves to the bone for that vile school? Why don't you just quit? I'm hanging with dyslexia, and I get all the mac and cheese I want. The people in charge kept so many secrets from you, but you still refuse to abandon them? They don't even let you win your 50-50s. Look at all these paid skins. Even with Sirei gone, your bizarre sense of duty sure has you carrying on his will. Anyway, I'm guessing this is what you're looking for. Wait, you have two standees? That's right. One Deluxe and one Noel.
Huh? You can't take both Deluxe and Noel! You gotta decide whether you want a waifu or a husbando!
Are you in any position to judge? We're both sneaking in here and trying to get the cardboard cutouts. Well, you're taking things that don't belong to you. Why don't you try thinking about it this way? Finding your waifu and husbando is like peeling an onion. No matter how many husbandos you want, you always end up going to the waifu. But a useless waifu and bitter husbandos. What you're doing is pointless. I'm not gonna let you get anywhere in the long run. What are you saying, Ato? What did you find out? It's nothing special. Nothing I need to tell you about anyway. We're all just pawns in the gotcha machine. You should know that after your trip to the art gallery, when the only merch left alone were male merch. If you capture me and take me back to the school, it'll be like that again. My very soul will be subjugated to husbandos when all I've ever wanted was to pull for Noelle. Sorry, I'm not gonna let that happen. I finally have my maid outfits! Before we knew what happened or we could stop him, Eito took a knife and slit his own throat. Hey, how's it going, Malu? Now I'm free! I won't be a slave to the gacha machine any longer! Wait, did he just kill himself? Dang, the mac and cheese was so good. Eito drew his last breath and released his hold on the 2 boxes. Oh, sorry. And released his hold on the Diluc and the Noelle cardboard cutouts. What made him do this? What secrets could he have uncovered to drive him to such extreme depths of despair? Now that he was dead, we'd never know. Like an onion with all its layers peeled away, he left us with no waifus and no husbandos. Nothing but the cutouts. We took them and dug a small, simple grave for Eito. And left a little cup of mac and cheese in his remembrance. None of us were in a triumphant mood when we returned. Eito had been our enemy, but he hated us. We hated him. Even so. Boruto writer trying to write a serious scene. Meanwhile, the idea that something could make him so desperate that he had chose to kill himself instead of enjoying his life with both cardboard cutouts, it made us feel so much worse. That morning, it felt like it happened out of nowhere. But then, Colonel Sanders was back. It's always day 93, I think, right? Day 87, day 93, day 99. At this point, I have them all memorized.
Intruder alert. Intruder defense mode initiated. All available troops.
Every once in a while, it's day 98. He's back again. He dashed out the door. It's just like we thought. Eito, one last big mac and cheese. We salute Eito and his mac and cheese. Just like we thought. Dyslexia is coming at us with everything he's got. Is the streamer's dyslexia so bad now he's inventing entire plot lines instead of just being unable to read?
I don't know, this is too meta for me.
You think Sirei will refund our Primo Gems?
Ah.
I mean, I don't know. I kept trying to get the husbandos, and all I got were the waifus. Don't worry about it. We've developed... Wait, how am I going to fit that? We've developed a therapy that will break through any gambling addiction. Therapy? I've never thought of that. We figured it'd pay to have something prepared. Now we just need Kurara to make her to use her Kurara to use her ability and make it extra potent. You might not know it, but I studied for 4 years at therapy schools. We'll place them somewhere on the battlefield and lure dyslexia over, and then he will be subjected to CBT. Cock and ball? No, cognitive behavioral therapy, you idiot! Sorry. I'm sure you'll figure it out. You know the power of friendship and all that. If that was all it took, we would have won this already. This is good. At least we're charging in without any kind of plan.
We'll do our best to assist with springing the trap from back here. We'll win this, everyone.
The enemy's strong. Let's not let that rattle us. We'll fight. Teamwork, knowledge. I don't know what the plot's doing. Let's just go to the cutscene.
God of the... I see you're all here this time, but together, you might finally be worth killing.
Was that supposed to sound cool? Can't you go play your war game somewhere else?
All worlds from the ones trying to take our planet from us.
We're just trying to survive. We only fight you and your people when there's no other way.
That's right. We wouldn't put up with all this stomach-churning pressure unless we had to.
Life itself is a battle. I'm sure you learned that when you killed my son.
So, you're back for revenge?
No! The KFC event was a complete disaster! I should have known that the Sims would only want Noelle!
Hey, I showed up for Diluc.
Okay, well, maybe I won't kill you.
Bring it on! Just try.
Besides that, none of the lore matters.
I got this! I'll take care of this. Let's try one of these.
What is the goal? Hit him with the poison.
Kneel before me!
Let's do this! Take that! Got it! Say when. Time to use it.
Good enough.
Good to go.
I'll take care of this. I'll put an end to this. I've got this.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I can't believe I'm the one who got killed.
I can't believe I lost my Diluc.
I'm sorry, sister dearest.
I should have grinded more Primo.
I'm gonna die.
I finally lost a 50-50.
I'll remember this.
Who are gonna take care of the old people?
What? Poison? And one strong enough to penetrate my body at that. You must have the same devious cryptoglobin as that girl. Oh, to think I'd see it manifest in another like this.
I'll be right back.
Yes, you will.
Looks like the poison alone won't be enough to finish him.
Quite the stubborn old fellow, isn't he?
You're better warriors than I expected. To push me this far, you used your heads and prepared well.
Once again, I still always respect the fact that Dyslexia has no problem saying, yeah, you guys use poison. That's a very valid tactic. It's like, that's not usually something people say. Most people say, like, oh, poison is, like, a dishonorable.
You're certainly worthy to possess the box. destiny.
Cursed destiny? What are you talking about?
Gambling addiction!
Alright, let's finish him off, as usual. A quick upgrade here.
Ready when you are. Keep it coming.
And a quick upgrade here.
I've got this. Harder.
1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting.
I can't wait.
8. Guy's at 12. And this one dude's at 9.
I'm good to go. This'll do. I can't wait. Time for me to move. I can't wait. Let's get to the killing. I'll just put the... I've still got some kills in me.
If I can't have my husbandos, no one can!
I'm not going down alone. Such a gorgeous scene.
Let's go.
Last yell and dying spirit, counter strike.
I've got it. This should do it. My turn.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably why he lost to Veshnitz, because Veshnitz probably did all sorts of like cheating, filthy tactics, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be honorable about everything." Yeah, honestly, that's probably why. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm ready. I'll do my best. Here goes. Ugh. I won't give up.
Maybe I'll finally win a 50-50.
I can handle this myself. I tried my best.
And I still lost the 50-50.
Ready when you are. Gotta push it. Here we go. Good to go.
Oh, that's not counterable? All right.
Here we go. Harder. My turn. Time to use it. That all you got? It's all right. There. Oh, I'm not done yet. It's all right. Take that. Got it.
You always got to be creative in getting new moves.
That all you got? Not bad. It's all right. There. That all you got? That's it.
I'm sure I'll get Arlecchino this time.
I'm not done yet.
One last pull.
One last strike.
He did, in fact, not get Arlecchino. He got a 3-star book.
I won't be the one who dies next time.
Yeah, dumb. You're absolutely right. I legitimately believe that if Dyslexia just broke his rules, he would like have. I legitimately believe. No, we don't even have to legitimately believe this. We know this for a fact. If Dyslexia broke his rules, the war would have ended like a long time ago. Because we know he just randomly waltzes into the academy and he could have just straight up murdered us. But he literally waltzes in and he's like, you guys aren't ready. I'm giving you 5 minutes. I'll be standing over there. In 5 minutes, I'm coming and I'm going to kill you guys. Like, no, like legitimately, like the more you think about it, the more I think about it, the more I realize, absolutely, if dyslexia was treated this like a war and not like an honorable duel, like, we'd all be completely obliterated.
So, I've lost. I gave this battle everything I had. I have no regrets.
I think if dyslexia had no problem breaking his rules, the only chance we'd have against him is Hiruko, because she's the one who remembers multiple timelines. And as a result, she would remember that we had to prepare against dyslexia a certain way. Yeah, we're lucky that he's old.
Dyslexia, or Colonel Sanders, did anyone ever tell you that you're kind of unk?
Is this really how you wanted it to end?
It is.
It is an unk's death.
Those who inherit.
Those who inherit gotcha systems inherit the planet itself.
The boxes of you.
You are worthy of pulling for the rest of the 5 stars.
Ooh, by defeating me, you have proved that.
Dalsha.
Now, it's time to finish me off.
Quickly kill me before some random woman jumps over there and stabs me in the back.
Grant me.
That was a really oddly specific dyslexia. What do you... Oh my god!
You call being killed by the enemy a proud death? Ridiculous. I always knew you were unworthy to protect the boxes,
Whoops.
Now, all I have to do is kill the rest of you and take the boxes.
Not fair. I wanted that. If I thought dyslexia's aura was intense, it was nothing compared to Veshna's. I never felt such overwhelming killing intent. Our chicken! Our cardboard cutouts! My only chance to pull for the husbandos! I wanted Zhongli and all I got was some random woman who calls herself daddy. It was the wrong daddy. This might be the end for us. But just when it seemed like there was nothing more we could do. Huh? She fell to her knees. What was going on?
It seems my body needs time to adjust to Dalsha's cryptoglobin.
So murder her, guys. Go.
You're safe for now.
Go.
Vile invaders.
Get her.
But I'll be back for you. And the
Primo Gems too.
The next time we meet, I will take what is mine and rid my planet of
Hoyo-verse once and for all.
you.
I am, from here on out, the plot is what I want it to be. I hold the plot in the palm of my hand. He's doing the multiple Atos. I could have attacked, but I was too exhausted. Or sorry, the plot made me too exhausted. Man, this game has went from death, oh no, to lol death. No matter how strong we got, it always seemed like there was even... No matter how many 5 stars we got, it always seemed like there was a new 5-star that was power creeping above the old ones. All the same, we would find a way to get C6. We had to! I learned C stands for constellation. Veshness had absorbed Dyslexia's cryptoglobin. The next time we faced her, she'd be more powerful. Would she be too much? Did we even stand a chance? Day 98.
It's now then.
Good morning. Looks like the team's ready. Shoma's group already. We're looking on day 98. Do we not have all of them already? I'm starting to wonder if there's any point in looking for the boxes. I mean, honestly, that's understandable, but Veshness is still interested in the Primo Gems inside. We can't ignore that. There's no doubt that getting as many Primo Gems as we can gives us a potential advantage over her. Oh, also, it turns out the standees have increased in value again. Let's face it, we need all the Kako standees we can get. Maybe if we could have learned what Ato knew before. Never mind. Forget I mentioned it. We'll just have to do whatever we can to get that mac and cheese recipe. Get out there, find the standees, and we'll hold down the fort here.
You think that conversation with Hideko was really necessary?
No, it was mostly just the plot device to drive it forward, but the streamer ruined it.
Oh, then, what are we gonna do now? I don't know, I guess we'll just, You know, there's always the skip option.
No, Takumi, we can't do the skip option. The streamer said he would never use the skip option on the board game.
I don't know, though. It's not like we're gonna find any more Primo Gems out here.
The dad of Facebook.
Are you really gonna do it, Takumi?
He'll be fine.
Whoa, really? That was like you teleported us. How'd you do that?
Oh. Weren't you all supposed to take your time getting here?
We used the skip option.
Oh, that was convenient. She's holding a standee. Doesn't look like she's noticed us yet. I don't think we can take her with only 4 of us. Even I'd have a trouble with a target as strong as her. Sorry. Even I'd have a trouble with a target as I'd have a trouble with a whale as rich as her.
Yeah, it's not the result we're hoping for, but we'll have to let her take the Kako standees.
Just then, Veshness raised her head and looked right at me. Doesn't feel like she's going to attack. Was she daring me to strike first? Challenging me to settle things here and now? No. She'd save that for the next attack on the school, I was sure of it. We'd missed our chance to receive more Kako standees, but there was no point in staying any longer. So we left and went back to LDA. Very quickly. Tomorrow we'd be facing our final... We'd be facing Genshin's final patch. Finally, the big patch arrived. Luna. The usual morning announcement didn't play that day. It's Veshness. She's here.
Intruder alert. Defend.
Promised battle. The inevitable showdown. The final, unavoidable obstacle in our path to survival. Time to end it all. This will decide who gets the standees. This will decide who gets control of Hoyoverse. Us or Veshness. Let's do this! Hey, guys, it's me, Sirei. With me dead, I think I'm going to try out for a character in that one Genshin game. I'll see you later. Maybe I won't be an egg. Maybe I'll be some big, strong man. Sirei, you know you'd never be a big, strong man. Of course you'd be an egg. I don't know. They were trying out for this really cool guy. He was pretty tall. Give it your best shot, Sirei. Okay, I'll see you then.
Sirei's going to a different game?
It's okay. The character that he wanted to voice seemed pretty badass.
I don't know. He seems kind of like a loser to me. Hopefully he's a 4-star so we can get him for free.
You know that they don't make 4 stars anymore. Well, I guess Aino was kinda cute.
It's okay. We just have to stop Veshness from taking Hoyoverse from us. Oh my god, Sirei has muscles! I agree. We might be able to use her obsession with gacha games to our advantage.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it! Don't forget the old guy who told us that. Thanks, buddy. She's gonna regret messing with Takumi Yakuza!
You don't usually see this sprite of me. They'd probably use it in a Hoyoverse 5-star banner, though. Everyone, no matter how hard this gets, we'll make it through this.
Big, you remember Big Carl? Hell yeah.
I'm behind you all the way. Dang, Sirei's got more muscles than me. What character did he audition for?
Huh?
It doesn't really matter. I don't think he's going to be a really important character. Oh my god, he's literally the leader. Even I don't want to lose my 50-50 when I'm trying to pull for his character. Has he been released yet? Will he be released in 6.3? I'm not gonna lose my 50-50 when I pull for Sirei's new final form.
Impersonal 50-50s aren't my thing, but hey, Sirei looks pretty good as a man. You know, I bet you nobody really understands the joke in the chat right now.
Yeah, it's probably literally only like the 2 people who play Genshin Impact.
That's right. We're going to make it to day 100. We're going to survive together. This will be our final battle. Let's make it count.
I agree with that.
Though, have they been holding back this whole time?
This is probably the most they can send through the wall at once. They must have finally realized there's no more point in being conservative.
Trump must not win the 3rd term.
I wish they'd have taken their time learning that lesson. I'm really going to be annoyed if they overpower us now.
I don't know. Maybe he should go for a 4th term.
Then we just gotta overpower them first. Believe in yourself, and you've got a 141 2/3% chance of winning.
Hey, Takumi.
What is it, Kurara?
Do you know what would be really funny? If we made this game incredibly anticlimactic and used the skip button in the final battle.
But, why would I do that?
Because then we'll have more time to pull for 50-50s. Do it, Takumi! I'm running out of time on the banner!
Please, Takumi! You gotta skip the
Don't you dare! This is supposed to be a climactic battle! No! How dare you!
I think that's all of them. Heck of an opening act.
Not much of an opening act.
Guys, does anyone else feel that?
Hey! Look! She's here!
We all looked to where Gaku was pointing. Skipping battles, Takumi! Skipping battles? Not cool, Takumi. It was Veshness. Unmasked and unconcerned. Rated E10 for ages 10 and up. Striding towards us with the final standee barely concealed in her cape. The pressure was exerting a whole different level. The two previous encounters. This time, she was determined to kill. I could feel my cryptoglobin raging through my veins. This combination of fear and excitement was more powerful than anything. Finally, she stood before us with an ice-cold glare.
You know nothing of the boxes of blessings. To gather them is to open the path to godhood. The path to the truth. I'm the one who deserves their power. Eito Atsuki.
She knows his last name? That's impressive.
None of them were worthy.
Wait, she knows Eito's last name? I didn't even know Eito's last name. She actually cared for him, huh?
More grandiose trash talk. The way I see it, you didn't care about the boxes at all until we came onto the scene.
And the way I see it, it doesn't even matter. Takumi already pressed the skip button.
The boxes have bewitched you. If you get them, all it will bring is
Thanks so much for coming.
calamity.
Thanks so much for coming, Kiyoma.
Enough of your nonsense, children. I have been chosen. I will use the boxes and become a god. It is my destiny!
It's weird. Something about Veshness seems off. It's like she's really addicted to gambling. It's like she has main character syndrome. She thinks she's going to win all her 50-50s, even though that's mathematically impossible.
Actually, Takumi, I've won all my 50-50.
Well, it doesn't count. You're Tsubasa. Either way, I don't think she's going to stop and listen. I will turn everything into a plot point, including the skip button.
You're strong. You have to be to defeat Dalshon and all the others I sent to kill you. I suppose it's time I showed my hand too. Behold, the power that proves me worthy to possess the boxes of blessings.
And Aito in the afterlife eating popcorn and mac and cheese with Eito.
Oh, you see that? That's Takumi right there. I used to watch a dating show with him.
Oh, no way, that's really cool.
The fire of God!
I consider him my best friend.
I believe you'd call it an undying flame attack. Now, put yourselves back together and come at me again.
You think he's in trouble?
Oh, no, it's fine. He pressed the skip button already.
This power shows I am worthy, that the boxes have chosen me. I am the one who will ascend to godhood.
See, I told you.
Hajime never had a skip button.
She can use
use Undying Flames now?
What? Eito! No! Hajime did have a skip button! It's just nobody ever noticed because it was a dialogue skip button!
After all the...
Wait, you're telling me that Hajime skipped all my dialogue? What about my epic monologue about how hope and despair?
Yeah, no, literally nobody, cared about that, man. It was all just fangirls. It's true. All the fangirls are the ones who like Nagito. They never listened to anything Nagito actually said.
That's right. Everything, all the memories.
Wow, this plot is really going off the charts, huh?
All right! We're gonna do this and prove that Eito is superior to Nagito!
Let's do this, everyone. Let's do this, everyone.
You do that for me, Takumi? I knew you cared! Battle of the fan bases now. Where did this plot come from? Thanks a lot, Snap. You completely derailed the already derailed plot.
The boxes! The boxes chose me! If I had chosen one, then what was all this bloodshed for?
For the ultimate mac and cheese recipe. Watch closely. Do you know what she's gonna say? She's gonna say the worst of all bad endings, and she's gonna grab her eye, and it's gonna be super epic. That's my boyfriend, Takumi, over there killing her.
Wow. Your boyfriend was, like, super cool. My boyfriend just complained about me all the time.
Oh no. Maybe that just means he likes you even more.
One. There is only despair in this planet's future.
Wait, ready? The worst of all bad endings. Here.
Truly, the worst of all bad endings!
Yeah, she's kind of funny, huh? You know, if you think about it, the big bad of my universe was also a girl, but she was like a high school girl. Not like cool, like, that girl down there. She's kind of a mommy.
You remember that stupid Jack Black song from Gulliver's Travels? I've never watched that movie, to be honest. I read Gulliver's Travel, I just never watched it. Even all that time, we couldn't find them.
The Supreme Commander was dead, but we failed to collect all the Kako standees. But I wasn't beating up myself about it. I was more interested in 8. Yes. Yes, you were, Takumi. We still had many questions. What was the truth? What was a lie? Had it been our choice to look for the boxes? What is a mission that was programmed into us? Maybe if Sirei hadn't moved to Genshin Impact, we might have been able to get some answers out of him.
It might be better if we just destroy the boxes.
You sure?
Now that Veshness is gone and the enemy's not a threat, maybe the box's power may have been too much for us. What? No. What about my harem?
Oh?
You never deserved a harem.
Uh-huh.
Still, there's a lot about this war that we don't understand. Without the Kako standees, we might never learn how Hoyoverse got a foothold in this world.
Yeah, we basically making the decision to burn the bridge and get rid of the gacha games. But it'd be the same even if they only hid them away somewhere, right? Whatever we do, I think we should just forget about them. I don't want to end up like Eito or Veshn. Oh yeah, before I died, I became really, really gay.
I don't know what that means, but I mean, I just opened a box and I was just thinking, dang, I'm really gay.
Is that supposed to mean something, Ato?
I don't know. Maybe they find out another timeline, but yeah. Oh, you think Veshness was really gay too?
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I'm really gay too.
That's only supposed to mean something in our universe, you know?
No, like I'm really gay. Like Hajime is like super hot.
Oh, okay, that's true too. Kurata had summed it up pretty neatly. That at least there was something we all agreed upon. You think, what is it? You think, the strange behavior is because, Veshness and Ato ended up getting infected by the gay?
Oh?
It's up to you, team leader. Whatever you decide, we'll follow. Seal them or destroy them. You know, guys, I've had a lot of fun, but look at what happened to Kako and Ima. Sirei abandoned us to join a different game. Yugamu never got his Delucas Mondos. Maybe it's for the best if we destroy everything with microtransactions. We burned the boxes. Strangely enough, as the boxes were burning, we heard a faint whisper. Kind of like someone inside the boxes going, gay? It seems like the boxes were made with some special power. They couldn't be burned with a regular flame. Every box we found, we threw into the undying flames, where they burned to ashes. No one would ever be able to open the boxes now. Or, no one would ever be able to collect the Kako standees they contained now. No one would have any reason to look for the Kako standees. We wouldn't have to worry about them being obsessed with Primo Gems or Polychromes or whatever the heck Honkai Star Rail used. Bro still does kind of have a little bit of aura, huh? Whatever secrets they were hiding? Microtransactions were better off not having. Everyone was unanimous on that point. Even Kako agreed. When Ato had learned the truth, he became extra gay. Veshness wanted it so badly, she became gay too. The boxes! Oh my god! The boxes themselves were gacha this whole time! It's a 50-50! Do we get Primo Gems or do we get a gay? I'm gonna try the 9 box! We wouldn't let that happen to us. Our 100 days here would end with unanswered questions staying unanswered. Kako, not again! The significance of the Undying Flames, the very true purpose of Last Defense Academy, it would remain a mystery. The truth was going up in smoke. Something had been guiding us all this time, directing our actions, but knowing too much about it could be dangerous. This is fine. It's better this way. However, none of us noticed a small, shadowy form slither out from one of the boxes.
Hey, wasn't there a number 9 box somewhere around here?
No, I think we didn't find the number 9 box. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I brought the number 9 box back from somewhere.
It's fine. We're just burning them all anyway, right? It's not like we missed one.
One last 50-50.
And that was the gotcha route. Primo gems inside. We're not gonna do the next one. We'll do the other one at the very beginning of the next stream. I think one last 50-50 is the perfect place to end our gameplay for today. Any videos today? A short stream today. Hey, 2.5 hours. Maybe we'll do one if you guys have like a suggestion. I'm not sure if we'll do a gotcha one, but if you guys have any like more trailers or analysis that you want, we might do a gotcha one. Last time, what did we do? We did Veressa and we did Firefly. I don't know if you guys have like a trailer. Like, how about, do you guys know any new trailers of games that are coming out? I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to think. What you guys think about any new games coming out. No Yakuza games coming out. Pal Farm? Pal Farm? Is that a thing? Actually, Pal Farm's kind of interesting. Let me see. Pal Farm. Pal World, Pal Farm. Wait, that's a real thing? I thought Pal Farm was just Pal World, but like they added some farming elements into the game. No, it's literally Stardew Valley with Pal World? Holy, it's freaking... Okay, actually, I'm kind of interested now. You're EP, so you think you're gonna sleep? Have a great night, Panini. You know what? Maybe we'll look at Pal Farm. It kind of looks like, let me see. Is there an extended? I'm not actually finding it. I'm finding Iron Mouse reacts, Asmongold reacts, IGN, react. I can't actually find the original. Oh, here it is. It was literally at the top. I scrolled too far down at the beginning. I'm actually curious what this is. Give me a moment, guys. Next time, Firefly Part 2. Maybe, yeah. Like I'm not saying we won't look at them, but you know, maybe when we have more time, because it's pretty late and I don't want to like go into a full analysis or anything. But if you give me a moment. Okay, question mark? Yeah, okay. Now I'm getting all these Hoyoverse crap. Okay. I'm sorry, I just have to do this, okay? Look, I do not care about Hoyoverse. Hoyoverse sucks, but some characters are adorable, okay? Frickin' piece of crap. Here, look at this girl. Look at this frickin'. Look at this frickin' girl. Okay, so first of all, look at this frickin' girl, okay? Like, I could fall in love with this girl with just the stupid music alone. This stupid music is so bubbly and tsundere. Like, this stupid... This stupid music is so freaking bubbly and so like freaking adorable. She plays with pillows. Oh, what the? Why is she so freaking adorable? Like, I could like instantly fall in love with her. I'm just sitting next to her and this music is playing. Immediately I'm in love. Look at this girl. How can you not be like madly in love with her? Look at this freaking piece of crap, okay? Like, she is hugging a stupid shark pillow, okay? It's like, how you... Anyway, that's all I have to say for that. I'm not a simp. Anyway, Power World. You have shifted the culture of this group because of the one short child's character arc. It is all thanks to Shoma-chan. The main character might date her in the future by the way she interacts. Yeah, but he might also date Farina, and he might also date, I don't know, the Varessa, and he might also date what is it, Amber, and he might also date Barbara, and he might also date Jean, and he might also date Lisa, and he might also date I don't know, there's this weird ghost girl who goes like, ooh. I have no idea who that is. But then, and he might also date frickin' Saganomiya, and he might also date frickin' yeah. He might date sounds like 214. We don't talk about Valentine's Day, okay? We do not talk. Hello, Arcane. This is not Zenless Zone Zero. Okay, wasn't there that one like plot point in India/Egypt? I don't know which one it is. It's both essentially. There was this one point in India/Egypt where we teamed up with some character. I forgot who it was, but we teamed up with someone. And she was all like, "Okay, we have to test the love guru, which is like a little girl who sees the future, right?" And and then so like he walks up to her and then he's like, "Oh, I'd like to get my love reading for today," and then the little girl does the love reading. She's like, "What the frick? Literally everyone is in love with you." And Paimon's like, "Yeah, that's actually the most correct thing you've said." Oh, he also might date that one girl with the ghosty cloud girl. And he might also date the frickin' chef. And he might also date frickin' Top Hat. He might also date like frickin' mafia girl. And he might also date frickin' cat magic girl. And he might also, it's like literally everyone's in love with him, including the dudes. He could also date Hobo Joe from China, and he might also date frickin' femboy Starbucks, and he might also date frickin' the furry drug dealer. I forgot his name. Tigan Nari, the furry drug dealer. And that character is called Granny Itzali. Hold on, Itzali. Why do I know that? Is it Itzali Papa? Itzali Papon? Itzali Papan? Itzali. Is that like an Aztec god? Hold on, I have to look this up. I'm fairly certain that's like an Aztec god. Hold on. Itzali Pon Aztec god. I think it was the god of the universe, right? God of the universe? Or god of stars? God of stars? Yes! Itzalipopon is a common misspelling of either Huitzilopochtli, the god of the sun, or Huitzilopochtli, god of night. Yeah, so Itzili is the name Itzilipopon. Long story short, it's one of the gods of like Aztec lore, like Quetzalcoatl, except Quetzalcoatl appears in a very different show, and the pillow is much less sexy than Quetzalcoatl of another anime. Anyway, we were going to do something about Pal World. I am very distracted right now. She is the few characters who can match. Natlan is Aztec themed. Oh, I thought it was Brazil. I thought it was Brazil mostly because I think I saw some people playing volleyball. But anyway, Pocket Pear for. This is literally just Animal Crossing. What are you making me watch? I couldn't sleep at all again, meow. God, Pocket Pear is really ripping into Nintendo, aren't they? Now that Nintendo has been pulling back of some of their lawsuits. Where's my cozy farm life? It's just mud and sweat. No point in complaining. I gotta pay off my debt. Oh my god. Look at the chicken! What? What? Sorry, what? Sorry. Krojiro. This dropped a week after Poketopia. Hey, there's my girl! Hell yeah, there's my girl. I was screenshot. I don't know what you're talking about. There's my girl. For those of you who don't remember my my playthrough, this is Kioma. She was just the sassy piece of crap who would follow me. Is it another pot? What the frick? Oh no! Hey! My boy made it into a cozy game. Honestly, I'd play this. I don't know. As a girl? Unless a girl? Looks kinda gay. Kinda gay, if you ask me. Is that Zoe? Is that Zoe? That's her name, right, Zoe? Why is Splatterina the priest? Because it's a doomed Yuri. Because it's doomed. You're the newbie who just moved in. I'm confident in my ability. Hey, be my friend. Huh? Whoops. Oh, look. Yakuza. Anyway. Honestly, I think that's... Here's the thing. I think one thing Pal World did, or Pocket Pair really did, is that they gained the trust of a lot of gamers. That's what they did, right? Functionally, they created a game that was kind of a meme, and people really liked it, and then they continued developing it and listening to their community. It's like, they really gained the trust. I view this as rage bait for Nintendo because they lost the lawsuit. Pretty much. You don't need to add doomed to Yuri. That's just implied. That's true. That's like 95% true. It's mostly implied. Unless you're from Greece and with the Greek god. Oh, no. You're absolutely right. The Yuri there was super doomed. Y'all remember that time when Zeus really wanted to bang a girl and the girl was like, "No, I don't want to bang you." So he made that girl fall in love with a giant cow. And now that's just what they sell in Barnes and Nobles. Oh man, Gaku and Yugami will have a field day with this. Absolutely. I think one thing Power World really did, that one shoe on head video. I think I saw her talking about what is that? I think I saw that. Yeah, I'll have to check, but I remember I think she talked something about like what is it? Morning Glory Milking Farm. Yes, that was blowing up the TikToks like a couple weeks back, I think. I don't actually know. I don't know anything about TikTok, but I do know that there are a lot of people who post TikTok on things that I do follow. So, yeah. But what was I saying? Right, Pal World. I think Pal World. One thing Pal World did is that they demonstrated that if you hit an audience correctly, like target the audience. That also sounds violent. If you market to an audience and you really know who you're marketing to, you can instantly become successful. And you know, I think that's one of the biggest problems on the TikToks. Shut up. I think that's one of the big problems. Did you guys know not too long ago, Atlas actually confessed, Atlas Gaming, the gaming company, the game production company, they confessed that they're remarketing games. You know, like how Persona has like 6 different releases, and like Persona 3 has like 4 different releases, and like Persona 4 has like 4 different releases. They finally admitted that a lot of those constant re-releases end up being commercial failures, right? And there are a lot of people who are annoyed with Atlas. Now, okay, Persona 3, what is it, Reloaded, is very different from the original Persona 3. I took a look at I didn't actually play them, but I took a look at Persona 3 and then the Persona 3 Reload. And okay, the graphics are different, the fidelities are different, the general plot line seems different. They have different characters, they have different acting, and so on and so forth. So I think, so you look at those games and like, that's okay. But then you have but if you look at like Persona 5 was like released like 7 different times. There was like Persona 5, then there was like Persona 5 Royal, then there was Persona 5 Royal Rumble, then there was Persona 5 Royal Rumble at SummerSlam, and then there's Persona 5. It's like how many times are you going to release the same game? There was Persona 4, then Persona 4 Golden, then Persona 4 another version on like the PlayStation Portable, and then it's like it releases the same game, and then they finally admitted that doing that is a commercial failure. And I've noticed that it seems 2025, the end of 2025, they removed FemC They had it come. You mean the female main character in, I think, Persona 3? Is that right? I don't know. I don't actually know very much about Persona. But I think end of 2025 and probably the beginning of 2026 is when a lot of gaming companies accept that the bubble is bursting. A lot of gaming companies have hid terrible marketing decisions behind the idea that these marketing decisions could actually be loss leaders. Do you guys know what a loss leader is? A loss leader is essentially when you do something purposefully that sells at a loss because you're trying to attract the audience to buy more things somewhere else. So a loss leader might be like, I don't know, like I don't know. It's like, you get people, maybe like the convention, like an anime convention. You sell anime convention tickets, and those are actually, you sell them at a loss, but as a result, they check out your website, and then they're more likely to buy stuff off of your website. Stuff like that, right? Okay, so Arcane knows, but for everyone else who isn't smart, like me and Arcane, no, but yeah, so a lot of the gaming companies have been, hiding poor marketing decisions behind the fact that, oh, it's a loss leader. Actually, what we're doing is we're garnering attention and attraction. So we're going to continue doing these stupid marketing decisions that make us feel good, like culturally. I don't know what exactly drives it. It could be the idea of political correctness. It could be the idea that they feel like they're being smart with their marketing. Maybe this idea that they feel like, adhering to this particular fan base is really powerful. There's like a million different reasons why. But there have been a lot of gaming companies that have been hiding behind that. Costco hot dog. Oh wait, Costco hot dogs are an excellent loss leader. Okay, don't you dare. But, wait, look, I just want my hot dogs. But, when I just called you smart, you're average. Make money here, less so in future make more money. Exactly, right? But there's the problem. They weren't loss leaders, and all the customers, aka the gamers, knew it. They're like, why are you doing this? We're not going to continue buying from you if you do this. And then the company said, no, yes, you will, because these will lead you to buy more games. And then what happened is so many of these games, they were commercial failures, and they didn't result in additional sales elsewhere, right? Assassin's Creed Shadows was like, the Assassin's Creed Shadows argument was that, oh, maybe not too many people are buying the game, the Assassin's Creed game, but they're being directed to our Ubisoft subscription, and we'll make up the money there. It's like, okay, so it's like, see how we're going to be a loss leader? Where even though Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't going to do very well, what we're going to do is we're going to get more people into the Ubisoft subscription service, and so like we'll make our money back from there. And guess what? They didn't, right? So it's like one of those things where it's like the customers knew to an extent that this was going to fail, but the company was too arrogant to listen to the customer. Am I feeling okay? Actually, no. I'm actually, yesterday I was a little bit sick. So, I'm not sure if you mean that in terms of me sounding nasally, because I do sound a little bit nasally right now. But, but yeah, I'm feeling better though, so don't worry about it. But yeah, like I've noticed that there are a lot of gaming companies that are slowly realizing, like Atlas is like, oh, well, we're finally realizing that these re-releases don't really work. Ubisoft is finally realizing, oh yeah, making these arguments that we're going to direct them to this microtransaction subscription service isn't working. Nintendo is finally realizing, wait, maybe these lawsuits don't really help us. And so it's like there's so many companies that have been sitting on this kind of like arrogant decision making like throne, only to realize now that the bubble is finally falling apart. And what is picking up all the slack? Lots of indie games. There are lots of indie games that suddenly appeared out of nowhere and became very successful because all the gamers are looking elsewhere. Nintendo isn't learning, but you were almost... Okay, look, okay. I want to believe that Nintendo is doing better, okay? Okay, fine. Maybe it's not Nintendo. What was it? Who makes a Pokemon? HAL? No, it's not just HAL. Game Freak. Okay, Hal and Game Freak. Maybe they're not learning too much. Game Freak, right? Yeah, maybe Game Freak isn't learning. I think Nintendo's doing decent, to be honest. I don't exactly blame. To be honest, Game Freak will forever let you down. I'm gonna be honest. I don't fully blame Nintendo for what happened. I mostly blame Game Freak, which is kind of like, it's kind of Nintendo, but it's not exactly Nintendo. Game Freak is pretty freaky. They are pretty freaky. You want to believe that Fire Emblem will be decent, but you don't pretend it will. Yeah. When I saw Sothis in the new Fire Emblem trailer, for those of you who don't know, Sothis is one of the main gods of Fire Emblem Three Houses, who was very popular. When I saw Big Sothis, let's say, when I saw Big Sothis in the original Fire Emblem trailer, that didn't excite me. That actually got me disappointed. It made me a little bit disappointed because it tells me that they're relying on the success of the previous game. To a large extent, that's what they did with Engage, but I wanted to hope that, they wouldn't rely too much on that. I think Engage could have been successful if they actually thought a little bit more carefully about what they were doing. Like, the general concept behind Engage, I think, was excellent. It was just so poorly executed that it's not much you can do. But when I saw Sothis, the main god character from the previous game, I knew instinctively the reason why they are bringing back Sothis is because Engage failed so hard and it didn't really fail that hard, but it failed to the extent that it did not live anywhere close to the expectations they expected after Fire Emblem Three Houses. So I'm going to call that a failure, right? It didn't really fail that much. It was Fire Emblem Fate's level of storytelling. What? You don't think Except My Biceps is an excellent storytelling? The way I see it is the reason why they went back to Sothis is because Engage clearly didn't reach anywhere close to what they expected after Three Houses. And as a result, they're like, we need to go find something to latch people back on from Three Houses because they need the connection between a previously successful game. And to an extent, that's a little bit more disappointing because it tells me that they didn't have the confidence to create a completely new story that was interesting, or that would have sold enough. And I'm going to be honest, this is one of those classic cases of good things destroy everything else. I've said this before. I legitimately believe Claire Obscure Expedition 33 will destroy the JRP, or just the RPG, the turn-based RPG world, because they've essentially created a demand, or they've created a level of quality that everyone will now try to reach and fail to reach, because instead of appealing to the core audience, they'll be trying to appeal to everyone. And well, sorry, not every game can be as involved as Expedition 33. It was clearly created with a lot of people who really knew what they're doing. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I want to play Expedition 33. I don't even know anything about it. I don't know about the story. All I know is people really like it. And as a result, there are a lot of people who don't really understand JRPGs saying things like, oh, this is reviving RPGs. And it's like, well, there have been a lot of RPGs that were very, very, very good. It's like, you just never played Metaphor. But that's how I feel about Three Houses. And I think I've talked about something similar to this. How Three Houses was good because it was able to bring on another part of the audience through the whole storytelling, another set of the audience through essentially simps, or both husbando simps and waifu simps, and through very attractive characters, through interesting animations, through all this stuff. And I'll tell you, most of the people I know who played Fire Emblem played it on easy mode. In fact, most of the people when you destroy an entire genre by being too good, that is such a thing that it's so disappointing when it happens, but it does happen. It happens more often than like people realize. It's like the problem with Expedition 3, It's a JRPG that appeals to, it appeals to all fans, including non-JRPG. Although I hesitate to call it a JRPG because it does fit into the JRPG, but it was created by people not from Japan. So what are you supposed to say, right? But yeah, it's like one of those things where the people I talk to, like most of the people I talked to who played Fire Emblem Three Houses played it on easy. You keep calling it a JRPG, an FRPG? Yeah, but that also includes Ubisoft. Yeah, it's one of those things where I want to call it a JRPG, but it's also not really a JRPG. It's a JRPG, except it's not from Japan. So are you allowed to call it a Japanese RPG if it's not from Japan? I don't know. Well, the problem is RPG is also a little bit more broad. Beside the point, I'm getting beyond. I'm going beyond the topic right now. But yeah, Fire Emblem. A lot of people who I know played Fire Emblem Three Houses on easy, and I'm not being elitist here. They played it on easy specifically because they didn't want to play the strategy. To them, the strategy was getting in the way of their content that they wanted, which was the story and the hanging out with characters and giving gifts and dating them. It's like that's what a lot of the people who played Fire Emblem Three Houses joined Fire Emblem Three Houses for. Essentially, almost like the core part of Fire Emblem was a hindrance to the actual game because they succeeded so hard in another area as well. Nah, they're just... I mean, both things can be true. There's so much lore in the gaming industry. There is. There's like lore. There's lore of the game, and there's lore of the actual companies, and there's lore of how you design games and stuff like that. There is no Ubisoft. There is no Ubisoft in Bossings. There is no Ubisoft in Fondue. Yeah, but man. So yeah, I legitimately suspect that after Fire Emblem Three Houses, Fire Emblem will not recover. Now, it might, I think it might recover to the extent that Fire Emblem Three Houses succeeded, which was they might start getting rid of the strategy component entirely, which is eventually it'll end up not being Fire Emblem. But yeah, so I suspect after Fire Emblem Three Houses, it will be the last Fire Emblem game that contains its core Fire Emblem components. My cabbages! This is why difficulty settings should be removed. Everything should just be maddening mode. I'm gonna be honest, I agree with that. Everyone calls me an elitist. Yeah, I legitimately believe that if Metaphor hadn't destroyed the JRPG world, Expedition 33 will now destroy the JRPG world. Yeah, there's been a lot of that recently. To a large extent, I also argue that Ghosts of Tsushima may have ended up destroying the stealth genre, the RPG stealth genre. Because look at what happened after that. Assassin's Creed, not a chance. Ghost of Yotei, from what I understand, it wasn't good at all, at least not comparatively. It's like, because, you know, what do I think about the action stealth genre, right? The game Ghost of Tsushima had swords and stuff. It didn't really have guns, although I guess you could throw things, right? I think also of like things like Metal Gear. And like Metal Gear has a really deep arcing plot line, right? About the military industrial complex and all these sorts of like manipulation and political intrigue and stuff like that. But a lot of people, they can't really follow that. It's a very, very, very in-depth story. Who is that? Kojima? I think it's Kojima, right? It's a really, really, really in-depth story. And a lot of people don't follow that. So they just kind of okay, like, oh, that's cool. Anyway, let's go sneak around with Solid Snake. Suddenly, you know, you have Ghost of Tsushima that suddenly they have a really arcing, really well-written storyline, which to a large extent follows the very classical style of Japanese storytelling, which is the bad guys lose and they suffer. Then they have, they have really good gameplay and they have a really good general cohesion in the game. And as a result, people are going to expect more of story and cohesion instead of the stealth gameplay, and then the developers are going to start focusing more on that, which is why things like Ghost of Yotei's like plot line kind of didn't really make sense. You can kind of tell that the writers were trying way too hard to get this idea that, oh, this woman, she's avenging her family, and then she has to go back to her house, and then she relives her past and her childhood, and then she looks for each of these evil villains, and then she tries to understand where they come from and why they act the way they do. It's like, it's so overly complicated. It's like, it doesn't really accomplish what Ghost of Tsushima did, which was he's just trying to save his country. To think, wait, hold on. Let me go back. Everything should be piss easy like Pokemon. That's the exact opposite of what I'm saying. Assassin's Creed have been falling off. Yes. And I will tell you, I do remember when they first announced Assassin's Creed Shadows, everyone was so excited. And then after that, they announced that the two main characters would be some one random girl and Yasuke, and everyone's like, what the frick are you doing? No, like, they literally just had to tell a normal story of some guy trying to, fight a war in his country. They literally had to have John Samurai come in, and he's like, I must defeat Oda Nobunaga, and then the final boss is like Oda Nobunaga, and you kill him. It's like, that's literally all they had to do, and they would have succeeded. But they had to try so hard to create this overly complicated story with characters that didn't make any sense, in the same way that, Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima had a really interesting overarching story, but, the writers spent a lot of time on that. Turns out it's not easy to write a good story. So the writers spent a lot of time fleshing out Jin Sakai's story. And meanwhile, what if we included some random girl, and also she teams up with some random slave that came from Portugal? Oh, that's a great idea. That's a Japanese game right there. A Portuguese slave. Well, I guess he's not a Portuguese slave. He's like was he an Egyptian slave? He was an Egyptian slave that was brought in by Portuguese. Do you see how overly complicated it is? I think it was like an Egyptian slave that was brought in by Portuguese monks to visit Oda Nobunaga, and Oda Nobunaga purchased it from him. By the way, from what I understand, it's not even obvious that he was okay, it's not even obvious that Yasuke was black, by the way. Because if you look at Egypt, it's not obvious that Egypt was it? Not everyone from Egypt is black. So it was never actually 100% clear that Yasuke was even black, but that's a little bit too deep into the history to even reference. Anyway, yeah, but like, they tried too hard to make an interesting overarching story, so they took a random risk that they didn't have to, where they chose like a character from Egypt and another character that was like completely devoid from any historical relevance, and they just like, oh, okay, here you are. And then Odyssey had problems, but it was just good enough to be overlooked by average players. Yeah. Odyssey was actually the last game I played in Assassin's Creed. I actually enjoyed Odyssey to an extent. Then I did the side quests and I got so exhausted. Okay, I 100%ed Odyssey. Do you understand how much I hate that game? Do you understand how much I freaking hate that game? I hate that game so much with a passion. I 100%ed that game. Do you know how many fetch quests I had to do? Do you know how many times I killed some random bear that was in the middle of the road just for the guy to say, go back and kill another one? Do you know? Your heart belongs to Power World. Honestly, I might prefer Power World from now on. And this is coming from someone who was like 2400 on Pokemon Showdown. Okay, I used to be super obsessed with Pokemon. I was like 2400 on Pokemon Showdown. I used to what is it? I used to compete in regional tournaments in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and a little bit in Black and White as well, before the fairies. And it's like, I used to love the heck out of Pokemon, and now I'm kind of bored of it. Yeah. Anyway. To think all this happened because someone really liked bugs. Hey, you know what? Bug catching is fun sometimes. You gotta catch all the cicadas and you're like, wait, what if the cicada was also a ninja that would speed up every 6 seconds? Oh, man. I think part of the problem was Watch Dogs was that Watch Dogs was such a failure that Assassin's Creed got scared to branch out. That is true. I think Watch Dogs was made by Ubisoft. I don't even remember, man. Watch Dogs Ubisoft. It was made by Ubisoft. You know, I've never really thought about it from that angle. That is a possibility. That could be a possibility. But you see, that's the big problem, right? It's not that people, this is the conclusion that Ubisoft came to, right, with something like that. And I know that this is something that they came to with a bunch of their different games, right? Ubisoft keeps saying that gamers don't want new IPs, they want to keep playing the old IPs. And it's like, no, gamers don't want bad IPs. They have no problem with new IPs because but if you make bad IPs, of course they're not going to buy them. And so the conclusion that Ubisoft came to with a lot of these games, I suspect Watch Dogs was similar, right? Is that, oh, the gamers don't want to buy new things. They just want to stick to the old things. It's like, no, it's just, if you have to buy, it's like, if you have to buy, okay, look. If you can either buy a bag of shit or a medium rare steak with a side of shit, you buy the steak with the side of shit. Okay? But I'd just rather buy a steak with a side of mac and cheese, wouldn't you, Ato? Mac and cheese, right? Yeah. Next time, play my side. I did play my side, actually. In fact, I liked my side enough where I actually went back and played it in Russian. If I had to pick between McDonald's and your own cooking, I'm pretty much. Oh, man. Just make good game. No, and delete the politics. Absolutely. I'll say, like, I take that 90% of the way there, right? Because do you know what game did that really well? Metaphor. Metaphor was functionally, and I'll tell you a little bit of my analysis of Metaphor, the video game that I'm in my video game that eventually, not my video game, my video I'm eventually going to make about analyzing Luis. Metaphor was functionally justifying that Hitler was right. That's what Luis was doing. Functionally, that's what he was doing. The reason why people really like Metaphor is because, but over political messaging, exactly. But I'll take that one step further for you, right? It's not just over political messaging, it's dictated political messaging, right? So I say this over and over again on my stream. The best villains, not overt. Oh, overt. Okay. Yes, overt. The best villains are right. The best villains are right. It's one of the reasons why Luis is a really interesting villain. Because functionally, he's out here justifying that Hitler was right. And every single thing he says is eventually justified in the game. Like, you cannot even debate with him, because everything he says ends up being right. And he's out here justifying Hitler. And, I mean, to an extent, right? Hitler doesn't exist in their world. But, and that's what makes him such a good villain. Because he's saying these things that are so clearly awful, and yet he's right about most of them. And that is the thing that so many writers and developers are scared of nowadays. They are so afraid of letting questions have open ends. They're so afraid of the idea that we shouldn't tell the person who's watching, whether it's a story or a book or a movie or a video game, we shouldn't tell them, the player, what is correct. We should just let the player see it, and the player and trust the player to have the intelligence to understand what is good and what is evil, and why some things are good even though they are evil, and why some things are evil even though they are good, right? Maybe you call it nuance or something like that. I don't call it nuance. I just call it like presenting the entire what story? Not story. Presenting the entire argument, maybe? I'm not sure the exact word, right? Well, they know when they can't refute bad ideas with their own views, they have to assert that they're right. That's what journalists do. Because if a journalist lets you make a decision for yourself, functionally, you don't need the journalist. That's why journalists are so afraid to let the viewers think for themselves, because that's their job. Their job is to tell you what to think, right? And it's like one of those things where it's like, what is it? It's like, oh, this thing is bad. It's bad. The journalists used to be, well, the times have changed. Oh man. But man, it's one of the reasons why I really like Luis, because he's clearly evil. He's clearly a terrible person, and yet you can't argue with him. And you know, we like, that is how you get people to be good, right? By presenting the fact that people who are right can use being right for evil. That is really good storytelling, if you ask me. That's how you write a good story. You know, what is it? Journalists need to come. You mean real journalists? Absolutely, real journalists. I really need to go. It's daily cleaning day. Go clean and make everything nice and tidy, and treat yourself to a pumpkin spice latte. Is Eito a good example? Eito is weird because, you know, Eito is really, really kind of weird because he's not really good or bad. He's more like, how do I put this? Eito falls into a weird category of characters, which I call characters as concepts. They're the same character that Voldemort is, the same character that Sauron is. They kind of exist to make a point, rather than like a nuanced idea. You know, it's like Eito is like 100% the victim. But okay, I'm also going to be honest. Kodaka has a really weird writing style, so it's really difficult to classify him. Eito is not a real person. He's a wild card. Maybe. It's hard to explain exactly what Eito is, but he falls into this interesting category where Eito is clearly a villain, but he is a villain because he's kind of, it represents the concept of the evils of people. And the problem is, Eito isn't as, I mean, he's a good, he's actually he's a reasonable example of that. He's not to the level of Luis though, if you've played Metaphor, but I think he's a reasonable example of that. He talks about the fact that humans have gone around causing wars. He talks about the fact that, but you know, he uses it to justify killing people, right? And obviously we understand that killing people is wrong. He's a plot device for the evil. Right. That's it's the same way that things like Sauron, Voldemort, if you guys know My Hero Academy, One for All. Is it One for All? No, All for One. All for One is the bad guy. All for One. These are like concepts of like evil, right? Yeah, he's more of like a, I am a concept of evil, and this is what you deserve. This is your punishment, if something like that. I'd say Eito is actually, he's a little bit deeper. But, you know, we have to really go into his character a little bit, and that's going to take a little bit of time. And I'm already ranting about Luis right now. But this is the one thing I really appreciate about Luis that I don't see very often. Now, I'm sure if I looked for some other characters from like games that I really like, You can probably find it. But one thing Luis does is he doesn't really even lie. He never really lies. Like, he, at the beginning of the game, the very first cutscene you see is he kills the king, right? When he eventually confesses to killing the king, first of all, he never even lies about killing the king. He's just never brought up. And then when he confesses about killing the king, he's not even evil about it. It's not even a confession. He says like, yeah, I killed him. So what? Yeah, okay. If you guys know that there's a cutscene where Stroll, one of your friends, goes to a party that Luis is throwing, and he confronts Luis and says, "You destroyed my village. You destroyed my village. How dare you?" And Luis responds, "Yes, I did, because I needed to save other people." That's literally the entire response. That is completely the entire response. He's like, "You killed my parents." He says, "Yeah." But what the consequences, the problem with the ideas of people like Luis is not the issue of the right or wrong, but yes, exactly, right? Consequences require you to think beyond just what is right or wrong, right? Because you can be right and still cause horrible things, right? The people who don't like Luis can't think more than 1 or 2 steps ahead. They can't think of more than 1 or 2 steps in abstraction, right? Characters be awful in compelling ways again. Yeah, absolutely. The Goodbye Eito route is really good. I do appreciate the Goodbye Eito route. It's actually a very good route because essentially, right, Eito doesn't, a lot of people think Eito has a character change here. I'm going to say the exact opposite. He doesn't have a character change here. He does not have a character change there. He just realizes that, He just realize, I mean, you can argue that it's a character change, but I say it's more like, okay, well, he never was the evil person to begin with. He was never given a choice, right? Because that's what he was given. He was given a gun, and everyone said shoot, and the world said, here's a gun, go shoot people, and that's all he did. It's all he was capable of doing, right? Suddenly, people say, oh, by the way, did you know that you don't have to shoot if you don't want to? And you're like, wait, what? Right? That's what made him so interesting. Right? That's what made him so interesting because he wasn't given the option to think. Right? He was told like, okay, this is what you do. You take this gun, you shoot people. And then he was like, and then eventually you learn, you don't have to shoot. He's like, wait, I don't have to kill people? Wait, what? That's what I really like about that route. And that's a really complicated thing. And it's a little bit similar to the idea that, you can have right and wrong. I think the difference between Eito and Luis is Eito isn't fully in control, right? That's one of the things. And I like Eito for what he is, by the way, which is a villain who kind of has control, but isn't fully in control, right? He doesn't have control over his choices, which is kind of makes him interesting in his own way. I think that he has the choice to refuse, but he failed to even challenge what he was told. Yeah, right. To like a baby, right? I think that's really interesting writing. Now, you also have to remember, this is marred by the fact that in another route, Takamaru has a fish for a head. So it's so sometimes it's hard to concentrate on the good and bad of one character when Darumi is pregnant over here. It's one of those things where, like, I think he's a good character, but you have to really sit down and think about it because there's so much going on in this game. Yeah. I mentioned this before, but the other villain I'm going to insert into the video is an anime villain named Stain, who goes around murdering villains that he thinks are fake and are performative, right? And what's really interesting about Stain is that when things go bad for the villains after, just a little bit after Og Stain, what's really interesting about Stain is that when things start going bad for the superheroes, right? The superheroes start losing popularity. All of 90% of them start resigning. And I thought that was a really good narrative choice. It was such an interesting narrative choice because it demonstrates that there were lots of heroes that didn't do it because they wanted to rescue people. They did it because they wanted to be famous. And so to a large extent, everything Stain was arguing was correct. Right, which is the scary thing. By the way, even further analysis of Stain, Stain's ability, for those of you who've watched My Hero Academy, his ability is paralysis. Now, it's a little bit involved, right? His ability is paralysis. But do you know who else has the ability of paralysis? Medusa. Medusa was the Greek embodiment, monstrous Greek embodiment. A lot of the monsters in Greek mythology were actually metaphors for emotions, right? And Medusa was the embodiment of fear, right? And it's the reason why Athena helped, was it Perseus who takes down Medusa? Athena helped Perseus take down Medusa, right? And how does he help him take down Medusa? Well, he gives him a mirror, right? So Perseus now has a mirror. He has the ability to look at himself. And as a result, he's capable of taking down fear. So the goddess of wisdom allowed a man to look at himself and not be afraid anymore. It's an incredibly interesting story. So the fact that they give Stain the ability to paralyze people, and his entire thing isn't that he's paralyzed. The entire thing is that he makes people afraid of him, right? In fact, the entire interaction with him before he dies is that people are too afraid to fight him, and he's not using his powers. If you guys remember, right before he dies, he is challenging the superheroes to come kill him, and not a single person is moving because they're afraid, and he's not even using his powers. They're just frozen in fear. We see his backstory in Vigilantes. I actually never even watch Vigilantes. Maybe I should. But yeah, so he essentially makes people really, really afraid. And the reason why they're afraid is because they're afraid that he's right. And it's such an interesting thing, right? If you remember, the very last interaction, I'm actually kind of tearing up because it's such a well-written character. The reason why they're afraid of him when he says, challenge me. Hey, I'm only going to let the ultimate superhero, which was, I think it was All Might. He was like, All Might is the only one who can kill me. Every one of you, I dare you to try to kill me. And nobody moves. And right before that, he actually dies eventually, right after his speech, he dies of a heart attack. How coincidental, right? But not a single person moves. And it's not because they don't think they can kill him. Because these kids, the little guy with the engines for his legs, and Deku, and was it the ice dude? They demonstrated that they could damage him, right? And so here are a bunch of professional superheroes, and they are too afraid to fight him. But it's not because they're too afraid that he'll kill them. They're afraid that it will bring them negative PR. He didn't die in that moment. He didn't die of a heart attack. A loose bone hit his lung, which paralyzed. I mean, you get the idea. But the heroes are too afraid that they will get so much backlash for murdering this guy who is a vigilante, because he had a following. He had a following on, I guess, YouTube and Facebook or something like that. I don't know. So lots of people liked him. He didn't have the following. It's fanatics were following him. But he had a big following. People agreed with him. And here are these professional superheroes who are too afraid to fight him because they're afraid of the the reputational backlash they will receive. Right? That is some brilliant writing. That is some freaking brilliant writing. Right? And that's exactly the point that he pushed. Right? I don't know, there was an argument that the old dude who has the air legs, who was training Deku, I forgot his name, Gran Turismo. Okay, Gran Torino. Gran Torino was also not moving. I don't there was an argument that he wasn't going to do as well, but there were a lot of other superheroes around him as he was challenging them, and not a single person wanted to do anything, and including Deku, by the way, because Deku was too inexperienced. He didn't know how to deal with his emotions at the time either. And so he essentially proved everything he said was right, which is kind of the scary thing about him, right? People weren't afraid of him because he was a murderer. People were afraid of him because he was right. That's what makes interesting villains. And we need more villains like that. Villains who tell the truth, because that makes stories interesting. You need to see what happens to him in the finale. I need to go check out the last season. The last time I watched My Hero Academy, there was that one jerk who copies other abilities, who was hanging out with what's his name? He was hanging out with Eraserhead because he could erase the white-haired dude. Frick, I forgot his name. The main villain. The main villain who who's the main villain? The guy with the white hair who eventually becomes like a bioweapon. The epic goat Monoma. Yeah, that the guy who copies things, right? He's hanging out with Eraser Dude and he's trying to erase the main villain's abilities. I very much appreciated what they did with what is it called? Himiko Toga's character. Oh, one moment. I got this figurine before I even knew who this character was. I just thought she looked cool. Yeah, but I really appreciate what they did with Toga's character. Yeah, because her thing is that she copies people, right? Like, I mean, she does it in a weird way, right? Not like the same way like Monoma does it, but like she can like copy people, right? And that also means something. It means she has no sense of identity. It means something in Greek mythology, and if you analyze Greek mythology and all sorts of mythologies, you'll come to the same conclusion. She has no identity. And so that's her entire character. Her entire character is figuring out why nobody cares for her and why nobody likes her. It's because nobody knows that she exists functionally. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but she's a really interesting character as well. Yeah, and she can copy their quirks if she loves them. Something like that from what I remember. Yeah, and I also really appreciated, what's his name? Was it Dabi? No, Dabi is the blue-haired guy. Twice. Twice was also a really interesting supervillain because he and Toga were kind of like working together, and both of them suffer from identity problems, right? Toga suffers from not having an identity, and Twice suffers from having too many options of an identity. And putting them kind of together in the same space over and over and over again was really brilliant writing. Dabi, I don't remember I wasn't a huge fan of Dabi. I mean, I liked him. I think it was well written, but like I didn't think of him as much as I thought of Twice and Toga, because Toga and Twice were actually complete opposites, right? One suffers from not having an identity. The other one suffers from having too many options, having too many possibilities, right? And as a result, you know, they kind of mesh together, right? And so the writer was really intelligent in how they wrote Twice and Himiko, right? It was really smart about how they wrote Twice and Himiko. It was really clever because they're tackling two different types of identity problems, and they interact because they shun from humanity. And I do remember the last person Toga ends up copying is Twice, right? So eventually they're forced to face their identity problems from opposite directions, right? And that, I think that was such a brilliant story. That was such a brilliant story. It's such an interesting way to tackle the idea of being too invisible and being too seen. It was really interesting. Edelgard. I hated on Edelgard so much, but I don't really hate on her. I'm rage bait, right? Yeah, Edelgard was interesting, but Edelgard was interesting in a little bit of a different way, right? It was the idea of fairness. You know, I think one thing that Three Houses tackled really well was the idea of fairness versus individuality. I need to watch Gachiakuta. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta is a Japanese manga series. Read individual chapters 17. Okay, let's just do a quick plot summary. A young boy named Rudo lives in the slums among wealthy social folk named tribesfolk. Population descended from criminals. Rudo detests the upper folks' class wastefulness, and they often the pit. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's about this poor kid who's trying to fight his way up to against the rich. But also the truth of the past matter. Yeah, I mean, there are lots of themes that Three Houses does really well. It's one of the reasons why I say that it's one of the games that will end up destroying. It's so good that it'll destroy everything else. I'll tell you guys one of my favorite anime. Okay, and it's not going to be Level E. Okay, as you guys know, my favorite anime of all time is Level E. And Level E is a story about an alien who's just a massive troll. It's not that deep. It's actually really dumb. Okay, but sorry. So don't watch Level E if you expect anything deep. But one anime that you really might like. It's a revenge story. I'll have to check it out. It looks really interesting. Let me see if I can find my thing. Here. I'll type it in. Akudama Drive. That's one of my favorite anime of all time. Akudama Drive. And it's kind of a little bit over the top shonen-ish kind of a anime. It's about a girl who lives in a society where there are cops and there are criminals, and then the criminals are ranked, and like some of the most dangerous criminals end up in maximum security prisons, right? Very, like a very simple setup, right? There are these security, there are these criminals, and then they go to jail, right? And the story of Akudama Drive. Akudama, by the way, Aku means terrible. Dama or Tama means ball. The terrible balls. It essentially means super criminals, essentially. So it's the driving force behind the super criminals. And so the story is about this girl. She's a very normal girl, and she ends up being in an unfortunate situation where there are a whole bunch of super criminals that just broke out of jail, and now they're trying to get away. And they see her, and they're saying, no witnesses. We're going to leave no witnesses. Sorry, we got to kill you. And so she has to pretend to be a super criminal. That's the entire plot point. And it's super, super interesting. Because it kind of follows this idea of you say what? No, like it's essentially that, right? It's a bunch of super criminals that break out of jail, and she just happens to be near them when they break out of jail. And then now she's like, and she has to pretend that she's a super criminal. How does she gaslight them? Well, that's a really interesting thing, right? She has to figure out how to convince them that she is some sort of super criminal, but at the same time, she is sacrificing the possibility that she could ever re-enter society again. So she is essentially, she's forced to kind of see the world from the perspective of a criminal, because if they don't kill her and she pretends to be a super criminal, the police are going to come after her, right? So she's essentially given up on the fact that she'll ever live a normal life ever again, and she just has to approach the world from a criminal's perspective. And as a result, she starts to see things very, very, very differently. And it's such an interesting story, because you see kind of the entire story takes place from the bad guy's perspective, right? They're going around, they're essentially murdering people, and she's like, crap, why are you guys murdering people? And like some of the super criminals, because they've broken out of prison, but they're not like friends or anything. So it's like one of them is like, I just enjoy fighting people and seeing if I can kill them. Another dude is like, oh, well, I'm too terrified of them because they could probably all murder me, so I have to murder them first. And so she sees all these different perspectives of terrible people. I'm pretty sure that's the plot of half the romance manga I read. Well, she doesn't really fall in love. You could certainly argue that maybe she does fall in love, but it's not really a love thing. It's really interesting. I think it's one of the best anime that Trigger. I think it's Trigger. Akudama Drive. Trigger? Is it Trigger? Frick. No. This is why I watched it. It was written by Kodaka. That's why I watched it. Yeah, it was created by 2Kill Games. That's why I watched it. And I honestly think it was one of the best anime I have ever seen. I mean, the forced to be a villain plot. I mean, yes, that too. Yeah, but Akudama Drive, it was created by Kodaka. Or it was written by Kodaka. No, it was created by Kodaka. It was written by another dude who works with Kodaka. Who is this? Ryurokuro Ogaki. Should have started with that. Shut up. But let me see. Ogaki. What else did he write? I don't know. Let me check. Ogaki. He wrote Crazy Food Truck. Wow, he hasn't written that much, to be honest. Yeah, but it's such a great story. It is such a freaking great story. Yeah, and I'm not gonna go any further because any further kind of damages the discovery of the show. It's so interesting. Yeah. For the show, I recommend the power system via how much you need to treat a specific object, and eventually over time with the object will become a vital instrument and a unique weapon with your own power system. Honestly, it seems like an interesting thing. Let me bookmark it actually. Where is it? Yeah, the one you recommended seems pretty interesting. Gotcha. I'll just remember it as gotcha. Gachiakta. Alright, yeah. But I'm trying to remember exactly, but I think Tales of Berseria has some interesting villains. Tales. I believe you'll actually like reading it and watching it. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I recommend everyone who is still here hanging out with us to check out Akudama Drive. Tales of B. I see Tales of Bossing Say. Tales of Berseria. Tales of Berseria. Oh, this is a Tales of game. Of course it is. I might check this out. Honestly, I've been considering playing the Tales of series. People really like that series. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Yeah. I'm not gonna read the plot because it seems like most of the Wikipedia article starts with gameplay and stuff, and the plot is like way down, but like at the same time it's like a lot of stuff. When she was a child, Velvet Crow and her younger brother Lafayette were saved. 7 years later, Velvet takes care of her sickly brother. And then the entire village succumbs. I always like that. I always like it when a game starts with a village getting absolutely obliterated and everyone died. That sounds awful. But it's a very simple motivator to get the story started, and I do appreciate it when you know, writers don't take themselves so like over the top. I always have those damn sick kids. When writers aren't afraid to do something simple. I always hate it when writers always have to justify, oh, I'm going to do this because this, and this is deep, and this and that. Like, sometimes doing something simple is deep. Sometimes doing something simple is even deeper than doing something complicated. So, yeah. just by seeing that her entire village gets destroyed and everyone dies, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll play it. The Tales games have really good stories. That is what I hear. I hear that a lot. Yeah. Anyway, we've gone so off topic. Go out there and be villains who are right. No, please don't be villains. But for all of you who have not checked out Akudama Drive, check out Akudama Drive. And I will see if I can find some info on some of the games you guys are doing. Tales, Gachi Akuta, that's not a game, but still. Love Live. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I better get some dinner. Good night. Make sure I don't become a super villain. Do you have any quests for me? I will see you all next time.